What's going on, everyone? How you doing? I'm sure you guys are doing pretty good. Sure you guys are doing pretty great. Had a lot of drama today, a lot of heated discussions, a lot of interesting stuff. But yeah, let me first officially welcome you to the Bottomfeeder stream on the deep web. And we got a few pimps. We got a few paid shills here. We got all of my homies that weren't, not everybody was in the last stream, but there was a couple, like say Andy Worski, my George Soros' number 2 guy. He just joined us literally this second. We have Ian Miles Chung, who I don't think I've ever actually had on my channel before, so this is kind of nice.
First time.
And yeah, so it's good to have you here, man. We have Mims, the lovable Mims. Everyone loves Memory. How could you not?
Hi, guys.
And we have Patty. Patty is a pimp-ass conservative, someone that, has never been attacked, never had any deep web conspiracy things happen to her, just the typical vegans, maybe go after her. Maybe the typical vegans because she's a farmer, but that's about it. How you doing, Patty?
I'm good. How are you? And how's everybody else?
Good. That was intense. Holy shit.
It's true though. It's true though. I've never attempted to make troll trace, so it's true.
Yeah.
All right, you guys in the chat, if you'll do me one favor real quick in the chat, will you hashtag save Dave? We just want to make sure that he's all right. We want to make sure
Dave.
Yeah, we want to make sure that he's doing okay. We want to make sure you put out your thoughts and prayers for him, because that was really intense, man. That was really intense. That stream though, I did learn a lot though. Oh, hey, we got some interesting people in the chat here. We got Kasara. I think a lot of people will probably be happy to see her in the chat. So that's good. Yep.
Jeff made a hat he wanted to show off.
A hat? Oh my god. Hold on, let me fucking
just repping the cause, man. Repping the cause.
Bottom feeder. Derek, have you sent the link out on your Twitter account so they can retweet you? I don't think
I have.
Have you?
I sent it out, but I didn't tag anybody because it was kind of a crapshoot of who was going to be in, other than like say I know Patty, and then I didn't know exactly everybody was going to be on, so I didn't but I did tweet it out. I said I was excited to stream this.
Oh, okay, I see it. Yeah, I'm gonna retweet that one.
I mean, yeah. And if anybody wants to make another one, that's cool. If anybody else wants to make another link, I'll retweet that too.
Yeah.
Okay. Anywho, all right. So I feel like it wasn't a very productive stream, sure, but no. I do feel like I learned some stuff though. I feel like I did learn some stuff from the stream, because some of the things that Candace was saying, it made me realize that she's kind of ignorant to a lot of things. And I don't mean that in like a bad way. I just mean that she doesn't know shit. Where there was things like, say, we can make fun of, and we'll get into a lot of the stuff. But just as one quick example before we move forward with the first bit, it's just like her saying she had no idea that like what the deep web is. Like she's thinking that something like Kiwi Farms is deep web. Like
it's not
nuts.
Right.
But then when they clarified though that deep web, that's not deep web. Deep web is something a lot deeper, something that's not easily accessed, And so she didn't even understand that, and I was just like, I'm starting to really get how this came to fruition, like how it got to this point. How she didn't really know what the hell a splash page was. She was just kind of taking the word for her web designer, stuff like that. There was things that I'm like, okay, she's learning. She literally is learning. She's not just learning how to be a conservative. She's learning how to just internet in general. Like she doesn't know what the fuck the internet is.
That's weird to me though. Like, why would you be trying to create a website like this that's so complicated like this, and you really don't know anything about the internet?
And also a big thing they missed was the reason that everything resurfaced is because the website was still up and everyone found people using the website still. And then I think in that stream, she was trying to backpedal on what the actual term for like doxing was.
Yes, that was in the beginning, that was a big contention. Yeah.
But still, if you're making a central hub connecting someone's Facebook account and their Twitter that might be anonymous because you know who that person is, that's the one thing that they never talked about, that I was like, all right. But we were all just saying the website's still up, take it down. And she just wasn't having it, and then making up all these fucking random lies or just like exaggerated truth, or as we're all saying, ignorant fucking comments, just like deep web conspiracy, Richard Spencer, and you know what I mean? So that's where
DM groups.
Yes, that was something that really rubbed me the wrong way. Where say when we were even talking about, or say when Blaire was talking about the comments that she made that had no basis in reality. She had no problem, and she even said, I'm talking about Candace, said that, oh, I 100% believe, she still believes that Richard Spencer is funded. If she said that, oh, I didn't even come up with this in the first place. It wasn't even something I came with in the first place. I'm like, what the hell does that have anything to do with anything? You're the one who said it. You got to back up. And even Dave Rubin, he was being very neutral. He was saying, yeah, extraordinary claims, you got to have extraordinary evidence, right?
Right.
And she kind of just like, well, I believe it's just speculation. And I was like, whoa, you can't move past that.
But then she fits so perfect. She fits so perfectly with InfoWars. If she's going to sit there and make claims, like making claims like Tree's a crackhead. Now, me and Tree have had some serious disagreements in the past, like some serious disagreements. But I explicitly tweeted at Tree that what she was doing some background information on Candace, I agreed with her with it, and I supported her doing that. So calling somebody a crackhead when you have no proof of that's a serious claim. It was
libelous.
It was no different. Yeah, it was no different from when who claimed that Blaire and her friends were on drugs the night at VidCon. It's no different. Candace went in there, in my opinion, not I might be the most negative person about Candace here because I actually believe that Candace is not ignorant, that Candace knows exactly what she's doing, that she's very aware of what she's up to. I don't believe that she's that ignorant. That girl is smart. And I mean, I'm hating to admit that she's smart. She's like what's the word? Sociopathically smart, in my opinion. Only someone who's a sociopath can sit there, continue to lie over and over and over, and every single time you're greeted with evidence that what you said is a lie, you just continue, or you blame it on somebody else by calling them paid and funded. Now, and I know I'm saying a lot here, but the last thing I'm going to say, and this might get me make people upset with me, but I do not believe that Candace is a conservative. You don't wake up one night or morning or whatever the F time she woke up. You don't wake up one night and suddenly have a complete political 180 on how you feel. Now, I'm not saying a conservative can't be pro-gay marriage or anything about that. Candace has admitted that she does not have any views on abortion. She doesn't even know. It's not that hard to figure it out once whatever side you decide to be on. She said that she supports gay marriage. So she doesn't actually support the conservative eye view of what marriage is. She has no economic political beliefs at all. So it's hard for me to sit here and believe that this girl is a conservative. And not only is she a conservative, but she's going to be a representation of Black conservatives out there. And that bothers me. I don't like being called a representation for Black conservatives. So why is she being called a representation for Black conservatives? It kind of pisses me off.
And she's embracing that as her identity.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And she pulled that shit in the string by telling Blaire that because InfoWars propped her up a couple times, that no matter what InfoWars does, no matter what lie InfoWars put out, no matter what's his name, Alex Jones puts out, she's going to defend InfoWars. That's tribalism. You can't support something that's wrong. I mean, that's just my opinion.
I think she supports it because she fucking believes it. Nobody pulls the shill argument unless they're a little bit cuckoo.
I don't know.
I'm sorry, but normal people don't go, everybody who disagrees and criticizes me is a paid shill. The only people that do that are pseudoscience peddling motherfuckers like InfoWars.
Yeah.
I think she supports a lot of what InfoWars says because she wants to get a job there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have any that can definitely be a possibility. I don't want to say, I don't want to put any words in her mouth, but I definitely hear the speculation that why in my point of view, it's not that I don't think that she may be people saying she's a fake conservative. I genuinely think, I think she's ignorant. I think she's trying to figure things out. Why I say that is just the very beginning of the stream. the first thing she started talking about was because Blaire, had predictions, and then she talked about Blaire was saying that she's gonna call me he because that's what she did in the stream with Beauty and the Beta, and now that was the first thing she addressed, and what she said her reasoning for doing this, for saying like, I'm gonna address you as a he. The reasoning she did this is because my conservative fan base or conservatives, they don't feel comfortable. They don't like addressing transgenders as a he, and just saying some really weird cookie cutter thing.
She
and I'm
did
like,
that to make her mad.
Yeah. And look, and the thing is, and here's one thing, and this is why I think that she's ignorant. I think that that's what she actually believes. I think that, and this is why I think she believes it, because when you watch a lot of like SJW takedown videos that has to do with like trans, like say ContraPoints or Riley Dennis, a lot of people on the right will call them he's just because they're fucking angry at them. No, but look at here's the thing.
Oh yeah, she's mega pandering.
Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look, she's never if you look at people that we respect that are trans, like say Blaire White, or say someone like a lot of people like Theron. They nobody misgenders them.
Yeah,
because we like them. This is a respect issue that I think that Candace doesn't understand.
Right.
She thinks that it's just a conservative thing, just to be like not address them with the proper pronouns that they want, but it's a respect thing.
It's a respect thing because.
And I think she's trying to figure it out.
Like you don't have it's not mandatory to unless you're in Canada. It's not mandatory to refer to a person by their preferred pronoun. It's a respect thing. And if you respect the person, then you will call them what they choose to be called.
I don't know. Like there's people like Jordan Peterson who has actual view that no matter what, even if it was Blaire White or I don't know if Blaire and Jordan Peterson have actually had a conversation, but the way that it sounded to me when Jordan Peterson had a conversation with a trans person about if he was going to use proper pronouns, it sounded like he was not going to make a distinction between who's conservative and agrees with him and he respects and who he doesn't respect and disagrees with. It sounded like it was across the board thing. And I've met people who across the board, no matter what, like Nick Fuentes and Hunter Avalon, who are going to give someone a certain pronoun, no matter what they say and no matter how many times they agree with them.
Sure, there's going to be those stubborn people, but they are not like say just that doesn't represent conservatism, and I think that's what she thinks that is.
Yeah, it's
like,
not.
Well, conservatism
people happen to be conservative, but I know plenty of conservative people that absolutely will say, "Hey, Blaire's a she." You know what I mean? Like, I don't think she realizes that.
I know, but the thing is that conservatism is kind of a double-edged sword, because conservatives they simply believe in this traditional view of things. There's an order in which things run, and a person who is male and wants to transition to a female, to a lot of conservatives, that is not the natural order of things. Now, I'm not saying that is the truth. I'm saying that's how conservatives think. And I do understand what you're saying, that Candace may think that this is the conservative position. But when Candace she initiated the conversation by calling Blaire a grown man. I 100% believe that she did that to make Blaire upset. Not because she actually believes in it, but because she wanted to make Blaire upset.
Because when it's not really necessary, right?
Yeah.
It's not necessary to say, hey, you're a grown man.
It wasn't necessary to bring
There's
it up.
no reason to bring it up. Yeah, her gender has nothing to do with anything. So why mention it?
No, I agree.
Because she wanted to make her upset.
I agree. I agree about that. Like, I agree to that to a certain extent, but also what she said. Like, she even said it. Maybe she was completely bullshitting, but she did say the reason why she addressed her as a man, and she had a reasoning behind it, saying her conservative fan base, they think this way. And the whole thing is this, like, I know, like, say, Blaire considers herself conservative and has a lot of conservative fans, and they call her a she. And it's just like, well, you're just throwing these blanket statements. And I'm like, dude, not all. A lot of conservatives just believe in conservative government. They don't want the government.
Yeah, small government principles. Yeah,
you know what I mean? They don't just have a conservative mindset altogether.
And also, it's like your opinion. We're asking your opinion. Like, you should talk how you want to. You shouldn't base, the reason I said this is because my fan's watching me.
Exactly.
So
why are you pandering to anybody?
Myself to who I am, to what I think they should expect from me. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think? Do you think that she's still a man and you're not respectful on, like, or do you think the other way?
She has to pander to the people that she wants to pay attention to her because she's
not
actually a conservative.
Pay her.
Yeah, exactly. She's not really a conservative, so she has to pander to the people. So she's doing what she thinks will make everybody happy and like her, and it's not working out because we can fucking smell it.
Don't say that. Don't say that to the Donald Trump conservatives out there, because they honestly believe that anyone who said, well, now I'm not going to use a generalized statement because there are some actual, Donald Trump conservatives who are very grounded in principle, but there are people out there who've taken a conservative label because they suddenly think that they believe in these social principles or economic principles. And so they take this conservative label when really they're not actually all that conservative. They might be more, kind of actually a little bit leaning on the left. And they sit here and say, well, classical liberal conservatism is a part of classical liberalism, but not necessarily. It's weird and it doesn't make sense sometimes. But anyway, those people, if you say to someone that they're not conservative, people get really offended because now the conservatism, my opinion, is becoming this popular little thing for anybody to just pick up because it's now the popular thing to do. It's to go against the crowd and all the redheads and blue heads and all that kind of stuff. People get really upset when you say, okay, this person's not really being a conservative. And I've said this. Now, when Donald Trump got into office, this is one thing, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but this is one thing I don't do. I don't try to make my followers happy for the sake of making them happy, especially about politics. When Donald Trump started getting favor in the conservative movement, I explicitly said that I will not support Donald Trump. I would be a Rand Pauler to the end. And if Rand Paul wasn't going to make it, then I was going to just completely abandon considering Republicans. And I did. I ended up being an Austin Peterson fan. I'm still a conservative, but this libertarian has a lot more conservative views than the current Republican Party. And so the first thing I did was I told my 30,000 followers on Young Black Conservative that I will not be supporting Donald Trump. And they railed me hard because I wasn't going to support Donald Trump. People left my page. People, sent me angry messages. But I told them, I'm not going to be a certain way for you just because you want to be this conservative Republican. I'm not going to tell you lies about conservatism. Now, if Candace is sitting there doing that, telling people lies just to get money from conservatives, she's doing something extremely wrong. She's manipulating people, taking their money when she doesn't deserve it. And it just pisses me off because, again, she's being pushed as this Black conservative star. I had the same. So I'll mention this later. Y'all talk because I.
Yeah, no, that's the problem. That's the thing. No, I'm glad you said all that too because it really does bring does bring up a point that she lacks integrity. You can tell. Like I said, I was trying to give her the benefit down. Say she's trying to figure out she thinks she's conservative and maybe she's trying to figure out what it is, and I think she's failing. That's kind of. Yeah. But at the same time, even in that sense, if that's what you're trying to do, it's still kind of shady where I where I landed, where I became over a long time where I wasn't even interested in politics, and I kind of started leaning towards libertarianism and started looking after and supporting libertarian candidates and stuff. And to where I was just like, I'm not going to, support these type of people. I'm not going to support just the left or right, like the two remaining people just because it's popular. I want to win. And then some people get mad at that. I totally understand. I did when I made a video say that I'm not voting for these fuckheads. I lost a lot of subs. They're like, oh, you're helping so and so win, like vice versa. I was just like, oh, sure, whatever.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, but I don't really need to get in that. But there's something that we said in the stream that we had when she talked about the stream, and I knew this was gonna happen too. I knew she was gonna mention the stream that I put together. And because it was almost 4 hours, but we didn't talk about her the entire time. That's why it went on for so long. People kept joining in, and then maybe we'd talk about her for a second, and then it would we would talk about other dumb bullshit for a really long time, right? So it was a really long and just fun stream. And then she was gonna say oh, they were talking about me, and there was 11 people just all talking about me. I was like, well, that's not how it went down. And that disingenuous shit right there, it makes it hard. I'm like, how can I fucking trust you? How can I trust anything you're saying when you just make yourself out to be such a victim by saying some stuff like that?
Also her response to everything, it took her that long to figure out her response until Ruben Report with Blaire White? What about when Dave was asking her questions? What about when anyone asked her a question? Like, what about anything that happened before that? Why was the website still up? That was our main question. And then she just deflects it into something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you think about it, like the one thing that I really took away from that a debate was that she had no real reason to ask Blaire to do this.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like at the end there, when everything got really awkward, where like Blaire was just like, well, why am I here? Like, you know what I mean? Like everyone has all the criticisms of you. Why did you choose me?
And her reasoning for that was so fucking stupid. Where she said, oh, I did this because of the irony, because people are accepting your transition, but why can't you accept mine?
Oh God!
And I was like, that's your fucking reasoning for being. That's why you brought her on.
That's why you didn't.
You know what's funny? People accept,
like Jesus,
right? People accept Blaire's transition because Blaire actually transitioned good. So whatever.
Man, I don't know if it's just because I quit smoking, but I feel like I can smell bullshit so much easier now. And like watching that stream, like I just was screaming. I was screaming at the computer, like, what are you saying, you crazy fucking bitch? Like when she pulled up, or when fucking Candace pulled out the whole crazy hair thing. She starts she's like, I'm gonna bring up drama from 5 months ago, and then I'm not even gonna let you defend yourself, and I'm gonna say, well, it's irrelevant. Why the fuck did you bring it up then?
That was so good, dude. That was so good. That was so like lawyering tactics. I almost wanted to applaud her.
It worked with the peanut gallery. I will tell you that it worked with the peanut gallery because because it was probably the first time they've even heard of the whole crazy hair thing. She didn't even mention crazy hair by name, right?
No, she just called her an autistic girl. She's not even autistic.
Not even autistic. Yeah. And so she tells this story, she just spends 2-3 minutes talking about it and without anyone being allowed to interject or correct her. And so
that
she sets the narrative.
She accused Blaire of something, and then when Blaire attempted to defend herself, Candace demanded Ruben to shut Blaire down. And no matter what, Blaire's not allowed to defend herself from Candace's claims. That's just weird to me because it seemed to me that maybe Candace knew exactly. This is why I don't think Candace is ignorant, because maybe Candace knew exactly what happened. Maybe somebody filled Candace in on that story, because when Blaire tried to defend herself from it, I heard that she did DM her. We don't know what the conversation was, but
exactly. Yeah. Let me cut you off for 1 second. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
And because of that, like, say what Candace was saying, that, hey, how come you never reached out to me, blah, 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 and all this stuff. And then here comes Crazy Hair reaching out to her, right? And then she just took her word for it. Like, you know what? Right? Whatever you say, Crazy Hair, I'm going to go with this, and I'm going to use it as fuel. And it's just like, wow, you didn't even, so as we're talking, I want to make it clear, like, say, I was thinking that maybe, like I said, I think that she's ignorant to a lot of things. I do genuinely believe that. However, with her cunning, like, I see that it is ever so prevalent. Like, everything that she was trying to do with those type of tactics, she was using a lot of good tactics, especially, like you said, she was shouting and then finishing her point, and then as soon as it was time for Blaire to speak, she would cut her off. And knowing that Dave is such a nice guy, he was just kind of like not say anything. Like, you can tell that he was getting frustrated. Obviously, you saw some of the pictures of him looking like he was gonna fucking die. But that was pretty great.
Hashtag save Dave.
Save Dave, dude. Save Dave. It got pretty bad, but it was one of those things where I'm like, see, that's when when you have these two forces, like, you have to have somebody be even much more of a force to moderate that shit, because Dave is such a nice guy. He's such a good guy.
And Candace, like, at one point was like shouting for so long.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, like, shut the fuck up. And Ruben was trying. I think he went. I'll let her finish like 5 times, and she's just like belting, and I'm like, Candace, if you think you're all innocent and everything right now, just chill the fuck out. Be like, okay, I did that thing, sorry. everyone like would have been like, all right, like, but she just seemed so manic. And then Blaire obviously was getting frustrated. Everyone was just frustrated. Look at Ruben.
Yeah.
I was just sat there. I was like, guys,
that is a man.
He was looking at his whiskey cabinet real nice.
Okay. So is it pray for Dave or save Dave? Because I feel like save Dave kind of sounds better.
It definitely rolls off the tongue.
I tweeted out, this shit show is why Dave Rubin is gay. After watching this, I cannot live as a gay man.
It makes you wonder why anybody would want to be a polygamist after that.
They were so loud, like my office is back here, and like Jeff was listening to it on the speakers out in our living room, and I'm sitting back here trying to work, and the end of my shift is very slow, and I can just hear the squawking. And I'm sitting here like cackling. I'm like, I have no idea what's going on, but all I hear is squawk, 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 squawk.
You know what it reminded me of? You know what that reminded me of? Straight up. My mom. I think she still watches The View, and I remember there was a time.
Yes.
There was about 10 years ago. I was living with her at the time, and I never watched The View, and then so I saw her wake up in the morning, and I was like, oh my god. And I couldn't believe it. And I saw an episode of Family Guy, and I remember that, making fun of it. And they were literally just chickens, like, squawking. One of them laid an egg. I couldn't believe how accurate that was. You saw that episode?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how accurate that shit was. Like, they wouldn't let each other speak. It was just like, they keep trying to one-up each other. And I'm like, you guys are fucking... This is a television show. There's supposed to be structure. Well, what the hell is going on?
You know what's crazy?
And then, what's up?
It's like chickens actually do that. Like they will actually try to out-squawk each other after they lay an egg. It's so funny. I'm gonna make the sound of a chicken, so don't laugh at me. But they go like wop, 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 wop. In the nest box. That's how they do it. And they will.
Pretty
good. Sounds exactly like that, and they will try to outshout each other after I laid the prettiest egg. No, I laid the prettiest egg. Shut up! I laid the prettiest egg.
Yep. I used to have chickens before.
I do want to say in Blaire's defense, she did not start it. We'll say that.
No,
she did not start fucking yelling.
No.
We'll say that. She was also Candace. Like, I love Candace. Oh man, because Blaire can go hard, and Blaire, I honestly think she was taken back with how Candace was behaving, because I haven't really seen Blaire
insults
act that way. She was like, wow. Like, I seeing her taken back, like, and then just sitting back in her seat, like, wow, like this is actually happening right now. And I felt bad because I know Blaire had a lot of ammo and a lot of things to address, and she got to almost none of them. She got to like maybe 2 or 3 things, and I know she had a lot of things.
Yeah, and every time she talked to speak, she'd be interrupted.
What?
That sucks.
Her reasoning, Candace's reasoning for not talking to anyone else was so fucking soft too.
Yeah.
She's just like Candace's reason for not addressing me or anyone else was so fucking soft. She's like, they're bottom feeders, and they usually get like 4,000 views, and then
that pissed me off.
I'm like, I have more subscribers than you, first of all, and my videos hit like those numbers anyway. So what the fuck are you talking about? Why? And then also her reasoning was because I didn't reach out to her first. I always had reached out to her. All my videos, I had not done one insult besides the 4th one when it was her Facebook one.
It was already like, dude, it
was already too far. The first one I made was just explaining how the site was still up and asking her very simple questions, and it was chill. I did not scream. You could watch the 1st, 2nd, even 3rd video. I was really chill, and people were like, even like, you're being pretty soft on her too, because I was just saying, why is the site still up? Then when she removed the site, I was like, fucking awesome, done. And then the Facebook thing came out, and then I responded to that. But my point is no one, Dave Cullen even, and a bunch of other YouTubers, no one was fucking swearing at her or bashing her horribly. Some people were obviously saying that she's not a real conservative, like Patty and other people, which fair enough. If you believe that, that's cool. But I was just going with the basics, what we knew. and she couldn't even answer that. That's why everyone was like, what the fuck? And then her fucking demeanor today on Ruben, I was like, she is awful. Like, having a conversation with this chick would be impossible if you have one disagreement.
I don't think she.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I don't think she's actually what caused the site to go down. I don't think she removed it. Because her lease with GoDaddy was until 2019, and it was up even when people were squawking at her on Twitter constantly. It didn't go down until people started reporting to GoDaddy directly.
Well, it sounds like a PR stunt. What she did today sounded like pure PR. It's like, all right, how do we backpedal a few of these things? All right, let's just say that it's not real doxing.
Right.
You know, let's say she didn't know about this or this or this. And it took you fucking almost 2 weeks to figure out like everything.
Right. Well, here's the thing. And I could be totally wrong, but I remember looking at Candace's YouTube, and she now has maybe just 8 of the most popular videos that she's made on her YouTube, which is like almost every video. But she used to have more videos than that on her YouTube. And I could be wrong. I might be thinking of somebody else. I'm just going to say that right now. But I could have sworn, excuse me, I burped. But I could have sworn that she had a lot more videos, and they had less resolution and stuff, all that. There were older videos on her YouTube page, and now they're gone. Here's what I think, and this might be no different than saying, everybody's paid who criticizes me. But the thing is that before Social Autopsy, after Social Autopsy, Candace went dark. She was not really on the internet. Let's just say what she says is true. She wasn't really on the internet. She wasn't really doing anything. And she all of a sudden had her 180 in political awareness and views. So she makes one video on YouTube or Facebook or wherever she posted it, and it gets huge hits. Now it just gets huge hits. I didn't get huge. Now, when I had Young Black and Conservative, I didn't even have a YouTube page, but I had thousands of likes. So when I made my viral video, those thousands of likes racked up. But Candace was virtually no one when she made her first video, particularly because she was laying low from Social Autopsy. I think Candace does have a public relations or media thing behind her. I 100% believe that. And I can't prove it. I don't have any proof of that, but it's something that I do believe, because I think it's odd that she was able to just suddenly not only turn around, but get the attention that she did from one of her first videos. It's just odd to me, and that sounds conspiracy, but it's just odd.
Yeah, to me that because I have there's really nothing to go off that. It's one of those things where it's like I can't bring that up because I have nothing to back it up with, and that's what she was doing with the whole, like you said, like the paid shit. And the only thing I can say to that, is I was on YouTube in late December 2014 when I did my first video, and not until February of 2016 I think was when one of my videos just went 400,000 views. It just blew up because I think it was just right place, right time. This black guy's talking about metal, and all this shit. And it was a huge situation, right? It blew up. And from then I just started getting thousands of subs, and my videos were doing really well. And then I kind of just been on a constant growth since then. Now it wasn't as fast as her, say how it's been 3 months and then she's already over 100K. It took me that entire year from April till December to hit 100K, from 10K to there. Right. So it still was a pretty fast growth, out of nowhere, big growth spurt. And I definitely know that there was I'm not stupid. I know that say a big part of it was because I'm this black guy with these views that are very fringe to the black community, or and to her, I think a lot of it just kind of happened. She happened to be in the right place at the right time. I feel like that could be an easy explanation. I don't really think that there's really anything I don't really think there has to be anything sinister behind it. She could have just gotten lucky, which I think I did. I just kind of was just I need to post a video today before I go to work. And then it blew up in the day that I was there, I was like, holy shit, what's going on? And people writing articles. But I just think that her intent, though, I still think that she was banking on this shit happening, and it happened to work out. Like, say, a lot of people can invest a lot of time and energy into stuff, and it could fail, but it happened to work for her. I think in that way, where I just want to say, because I don't want to go too conspiratorial with things, because it could happen. It's just that I'm still unsatisfied. I'm still unsatisfied with almost everything. Just her direct reaction to, hey, why is this shit still up? That's it. Why is social autopsy still up? Which was one simple question.
Most simple question. I was DMing Blaire. I'm like, I hope she checks her phone during the fucking day. It's like, please.
Yeah, and that was the thing.
Say that the site was still up. That was the reason. That was like they never brought that up. I'm like, the reason everyone started this was the site was still up.
You guys know when it started? It started during the height of Gamergate in late 2014, early 2015. It was Zoe Quinn who actually got her, who railed on her, together with Randy Harper. That was when she was I guess a liberal. It was hard to tell what her exact politics were, but she said that she wasn't really doxing people, but it was the same thing, right? It's the same thing as it is now, where it's a site that essentially doxes people, gives people a database of names that they can put up and addresses and so on. If a person bullies you at school, then you put their name in there, and then maybe it will scare people into not doing that in the future. But it's such a it's like social autopsy by itself is such a bad thing, because you can use that to fabricate screenshots. You can use that to spread lies about people.
That's another thing. Why did Candace lie? Why did Candace lie that children would not be affected by social autopsy?
She had a video where she said it.
Yeah,
this is what she was saying in Dave Rubin's stream, and technically she's right about this, but she kept dodging. Well, I'll get to it in a second. She was saying that no children were actually put on there. No, that's what she was saying, and she's correct in that.
That's not what when she argued with Blaire, she said that children were not going to be affected by social autopsy, and and what I was going to say is that, and what she's trying to hide behind, which I absolutely disagree with, is she was saying, because now you're just arguing from a point of intent. Like, oh, you intended to do something, but you never did it. And then she said this 2 times, like, or she said, like, I wish I could live in a world of would've, could've, should've. Like, and she doesn't understand that intent is fucking awful too. She doesn't get that. Yeah. Like she's saying like this ifs, ands, or buts, or I was going to do something, but it didn't happen, so everything's fine. That's what she was saying.
Attempted murder is still, attempted
exactly. I wish I was there, because I would have. If I was Blaire, I would have been like, "So fuck, are you telling me attempted murder is not a thing? Are you fucking serious? Like, you're just saying just because you didn't do it, everything's cool? Like, are you fucking kidding me?"
Also, if she had never been attacked by Zoe Quinn or had reached the Kickstarter goal, the website would have probably existed.
Yeah,
at least
it's
for
a good thing that Zoe attacked it. It's a good thing that Zoe attacked it. Like, we can agree on Zoe and everything, but yeah, this is the one thing I agree on with Zoe Quinn. That this was a horrible thing. You know that meme with the predator with the hands reaching up like that.
Oh hell yeah, dude! It's like Dutch shit. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you got the SJWs, you got the anti-SJWs, and on top of here, it's like hatred for social autopsy.
Yeah, but like this whole thing wasn't about politics. It was about the site still being up, and that was pretty much it. And then deep web, CIA, fucking Richard Spencer, and that's when it became a joke.
I love the fact that she was very, very adamant about screaming about all of these people have these conspiracy theories about me, and it just doesn't make any sense. You paid shills.
Paid shills. Everyone hates you. You bottom feeding loonies.
With bottom feeders. Yeah,
you know what? Say that again. Say it a 3rd time, a 5th time, a 7th time in the same stream. Right? Okay, is it gonna click in your fucking head?
I'll admit one thing. I'll say this. Like, for me too. Like, when a topic's hot and you hit it, you have to post first and you want to film first when you hear a story, and you're like,
part of the game.
Blow up. It's part of the game. So, like, in Candace's defense, yeah, we're making videos telling her to put down a website that we hated. Technically, yes, for views. It's not like we don't.
But it's not a conspiracy.
Yeah, it's not a conspiracy. The reason we all did it is because that was a hot.
It's a hot topic, absolutely.
Yeah.
And here's what makes me mad about her thing: like, you need to approach me. You should have approached me first. Where it's like, okay, see, why is it only okay? Like, say, in this, I see this a lot in the conservative camp, and I said, like, not all conservatives. I've said this before because this has happened with some other conservatives I've had beef with, or say some even fucking alt-righters are leaning on that way, and like, you need to debate these guys. I'm like, why the fuck why do I need to address these guys in this certain way? Why do I have to adhere to these rules when it comes to these left-leaning people? Oh, it's all fair game. It doesn't matter. You can do anything you want to these people. But as soon as you're like, oh, I kind of agree with a couple of things that person says, you need to act differently. You need to tiptoe around them. I'm like, what the fuck? No. It's just like, say, she would say the same thing about me. Like, Paul Joseph Watson, I was on InfoWars like over a year ago. And I had an interview with him. And it was a nice interview. It wasn't anything crazy. We talked about my background and stuff like that. It was cool. But, you know, like he made a stupid tweet. So I put a thumbnail of him looking retarded. You know, it's just, I'm like, dude, nobody is off limits, dude. Nobody is fucking.
Exactly.
Something
you know, the reason I
out.
stopped being an SJW, one of the biggest reasons is because I don't like being forced to say something, forced to think something, just because other people feel offended by it. Like, I will take the piss out of everybody. Like, if you look at me, I mean, look at my Twitter feed. I am taking the piss out of everybody. And I don't care if you disagree with my opinions. And that's why my followers, you know, they like me. They disagree with me a lot, and I don't mind it. I like having conversations with them.
Sure.
Right.
It's not an ideological echo chamber. Sorry.
Right. Paul Joseph Watson inboxed me maybe about a month ago saying that he enjoyed my videos. And I was like, wow, you know, that's great. I'm glad, you know, guys said. But when Paul Joseph Watson says things that are blatantly wrong or blatantly the antithesis of conservatism and small government, or even does something like share that stupid pedophilia banner when they found out that it was actually fake.
Who put that up anyway?
And he knew it, and he even admitted that it was fake. But he said, "But it still doesn't matter." Yes, it does. It does matter. You guys fake that. That's not cool. You know,
I'm basically torn on the banner. I'm kind of torn on the banner because, like, on the one hand, yeah, it's fake, and it's, you know, fake news is not a good thing, right? That's pretty obvious. I've made that very clear even on my Twitter timeline. But on the other hand, it's actually kind of funny to see that being used against, you know, the left, because they're usually the ones doing it. And I don't think it's okay to, you know, to sink that low. But I do think it's a funny situation, and I got a lot of laughs out of it. I thought it was hilarious watching everybody's reaction to it.
It's one of those things. Seeing the reaction. We can even talk about, like, real quick. I don't want to dive into that, but the whole "it's okay to be white" situation, where, like,
it's okay to be white.
Like,
it's
one of those things that's like, it's one of those fucking obvious, like, no shit, but the reason 4chan did it was because of the
lulls.
What's going on? But yeah, they did it because they knew they wanted to get that type of reaction. They got it. I thought, like, I usually, a lot of times, I like what 4chan does. A lot of times they do a lot of hilarious stuff. You can look at Internet Historian's channel. He's fantastic.
Oh yeah.
And and he, like, just captures a lot of good stuff. Me, that was just like, you know, like a fucking professional boxer punching a baby. Like, it was so low hanging fruit. like no shit, you know, no shit. Like, that wasn't clever at all. But it was still interesting to watch the reaction. It was still.
That's what it was for. It was for the reaction. It's like the SJWs actually proved them right by playing directly into their hands, and it's so fucking masterful. I mean, it's easy as hell. It's low-hanging fruit, but it was great. Like, these fucking people are lol cows. They will fall for the stupidest shit.
You know,
going back.
Go for it. No, go for it, Patty.
Okay, well, going back to the Candace thing, when Candace was talking about, I think I'm not sure, I can't remember if Blaire actually conceded it, but she shouldn't have, in my opinion, because they ended up, they conceded that Candace had good intentions about social autopsy. And I had a huge problem with this because I don't believe that somebody has I don't believe Candace had good intentions in particular, because Candace made specific references to the First Amendment when she was talking about social autopsy. They wrote in an article, I forgot who wrote it, but Candace said that one of trolls and people who say mean things on the internet, their favorite argument is to use the First Amendment. Now, when Candace said that, like, in my opinion, when I saw that Candace had said this to someone who wrote it down for journalism, I was sitting there thinking, okay, well, I know for a fact, I know that Candace is doing this out of spite for trolls or people who say things that are mean on the internet. Because when you say, oh, well, you think it's your First Amendment, well, I don't think you have a First Amendment to be mean on the internet. So I got you back. That's what
She's
that
not a
sounds
conservative.
like to me.
She's not a conservative when she
She's
speaks
not.
like that.
Well, definitely not.
She's like the fucking British
but
police.
she wasn't though when she made it though. When she made that website, she
Right.
definitely wasn't a conservative. Just like would say something like, "Hey, the Second Amendment. I think we need to get rid of it because it'll be better for people in the long run. Like you always want to defend your rights and stuff." Which I'm like, okay, nah, I'm all for the Second Amendment, but I still think that even though somebody can be totally fucking wrong, trying to, and it may be a little bit like condescending, or they're trying to like infantilize people, thinking like we need to protect you from yourself.
Yep.
But I still think it's coming from a good position. Like I'm not trying to like. I wish I can really understand her, but she's just fucking yelling and being stupid the entire time. And when she says that she meant well, I definitely think it's possible that she could mean well. It's just that in our points of views, like it's totally like what she means well is not fucking well at all. But it's just like, like say maybe sheltering somebody from life, you don't want them to date or anything like that, like your kid or something. You mean well, you want to protect them, but it ends up doing way more damage than good.
Yeah.
Or
like,
you hear people who are like punch all Nazis. It's like
they mean
exactly.
well, right?
In their perspective,
they mean well, but they're fucking stupid.
They're insane.
Do you guys think that like, okay, so Candace says she wasn't when she started Social Autopsy, she said she was ignorant to the things, the kind of what they call the social culture war going on.
Yeah.
Do you guys believe that she was legitimately ignorant or naive about
No, I don't buy that. I don't buy that.
She's aware of Gamergate, so I'm gonna go with no.
Yeah. So,
she is.
Wait. Her saying that
she's friends with Zoe Quinn. Like, come on.
She wasn't sure about the internet or how it worked. She's still learning it, right?
That's an interesting point. Yeah,
that is an interesting point. Yeah.
But I also, it's just so weird. It's just so weird to me. Like a couple of things, and I still like. It was one of those things that it was so ridiculous.
Actually, I think I know why. Where her ignorance comes from, and this has happened to me. When is the first time someone makes a video versus you, and then like imagine it's 2 or 3 of them, like I know that feeling. I've been there before, and you get paranoid and depressed. You start like thinking, "Am I wrong? Should I like do a live show about this? Do I make a video about this?" And maybe she just didn't know how to handle it, and went like started making up excuses, and then like got caught up into her own lies and conspiracies. So maybe it's just all of us making the video on that day, which it was all coincidental. Like I think Tree of Logic did her video at night, and then everyone just happened to do a video the next day because we all felt that it would have been
Yeah, it just people felt
weird to me.
Yeah, well,
it's
I wasn't talking
to
anyone. I'm like, oh, Jeff made a video, and then I start finding other videos. I guess everyone had seen Trita Logic's video and been like, yo, this is a hot story, and the site was still up. She couldn't handle it. She's just like, oh my god, what the fuck? It has to be Spencer. It's definitely Spencer.
But that in itself is not even a good conclusion to come to. Why would Richard Spencer pay a black woman to make angry videos about another black woman? What does Richard Spencer get out of that?
I have a theory.
She's the coon. Like,
I have a theory that she, and this is going to sound totally bad, but I think she's schizophrenic. Because the reason why I think so is because during Zoe Quinn's days, with her, when Zoe was telling her to stop, she was emailing Zoe. She claims that a lot of people had given her, sent her a bunch of hate mail and messages and all that after, she spoke to Zoe Quinn using her email address that no one else had access to. And now there are 2 ways about this. One, it's possible that Zoe leaked her email address to her friends, and the friends, maybe not at the behest of Zoe, simply decided to troll her. That's a possibility. The other possibility is that she kind of just imagined a lot of the hatred coming towards her.
Or she just could be flat out lying.
Right.
From personal experience dealing with people who are so good at convincing themselves that the lies they're telling are the truth, that is exactly what I'm getting from Candace. In like every single interaction, she's so defensive and constantly on the defense that she's like, in this example, when Blaire was being perfectly calm, she could have explained her points of view, let Blaire talk. Instead, she's constantly on the defense and squawking and yelling and screaming and coming up with all of these conspiracy theories. I really think that she's convinced herself that her little lies are the truth at this point.
Yeah.
Well, not only,
she doesn't seem to have a whole lot of oh god damn it, I forgot the fucking word I was just thinking of. Not cognitive dissonance. Fucking god damn it. Critical thinking. She doesn't have a whole lot of critical thinking skills. To begin with. So she's like got these little lies, lack of critical thinking. Someone else comes along like Paul Joseph Watson, like, it's okay, darling, everything's fine. They're all just paid shills in the army with Richard Spencer. Yeah. And she's like, holy shit, you're right. Like,
well, see, it's like weird. It's weird to hear the idea that, you know, she saw a bunch of videos, she got scared. You know, it's weird for me to hear that. It's particularly because Candace likes to peddle herself as someone who runs into the fire, who is super hard hitting against the left. And when I have a problem with somebody, you guys remember like my Destiny debate? When I had a problem with Destiny, I straight up told him, I will see you tomorrow at 5:00. I told it. And same thing with the vegans. I decided I didn't want to have any more death threats piled onto my video. I got rid of my video and I told the vegan who made the response video to me, I'll see you on Sunday, buddy. Like, but Candace doesn't do that. Candace, for someone who's supposed to run into the fire and be a conservative, she backs off. She blocks people. I don't have anybody blocked on Twitter except for sex bots and a gore site on Twitter. That's it.
Don't block sex bots. They're great.
Like,
I don't like that.
I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm just playing devil's advocate, but like, what if you know, her like transition from social justice to not, what if like she hasn't had enough time to really, you know, I mean, like, what, you're on YouTube for 3-4 months and like you're expected to do all of this stuff, including be on TV. Like, I've been on YouTube for 10 years and I'm only getting a fucking grip of everything and how to do everything in 10 years, and everything's always changing. So why? I'm just giving her the benefit of the doubt, because like, if like that's the best scenario in her
think
defense.
Of it this way: when I first started my whole political thing online, and I made one of my first videos ever was a video response to George Takei, who called Clarence Thomas a man in blackface, because Clarence Thomas had a different view concerning slavery than George Takei did. Well, I made a video response to him. It got like 700,000 views on Facebook or something. And I was getting massive amounts of messages. I had people reposting my videos on YouTube. I had people on YouTube making videos about me, calling me a coon and all sorts of stuff. I did not hide. Instead, I made a YouTube and I started making my own videos about my views. And then not only that, but I made another viral video about the Confederate flag's history. I still get comments calling me a coon and an Uncle Tom and all sorts of racial slurs, people who want to know where I live and everything. And yet I am not back down. And that was when I was first starting. I still can be kind of naive about drama on YouTube and all that kind of stuff. But that's what was when I was first starting. And yet I'm still here. I don't block people. And maybe it's just because I'm a totally different person from Candace. Like, that's a total,
I think that's kind of the point, actually.
We really get to defend her. Like, obviously it sickens me to defend her. Just joking.
I mean, it's fine.
No, I've been
playing a lot of devil's advocate in this stream too. It's just because I'm trying to, like, I'm
always fair.
I'm desperately trying to understand her mind
You don't want to ideologically.
Look, maybe you're all right, and she is like a bit insane, and maybe she has had this all planned. That is for sure a possibility as well.
We can examine all the angles, and we can use Occam's razor to come to the most logical conclusion. Yeah. And saying that, like, you know, her, and I wish that say like it would have been like so much better, like if she, the way that she reacted, if say Blaire was able to ask things calmly. They could have gotten to so many different like levels that we were kind of expecting, but at the same time, we knew that there was going to be a level of the, you know, the cattiness and the squawking. I just didn't know it was going to be the entire.
Candace started it.
Dream, and that was a little unfortunate, man. But hey,
there's too much yelling.
One thing I can say, it's really interesting seeing how people react towards certain things because, like, say for example, there's certain things that I haven't, like say the biggest part of drama I've been a part of was the whole Rage After Storm thing. That was like the biggest thing. And that didn't, and I think that, like say for the people that were interested, I handled it pretty well. I did a couple of streams. I did a stream even with no bullshit because he was one of the people that just made a video. You know, we talked about exactly what our problems were with Rage's video, and then he made a video absolutely not addressing any of those points, and I got pissed off. So I DM'd him. I streamed on his channel, cleared the air. A lot of people understood, except for the people that are just gonna like believe, you know, whatever the fuck they want to believe, and that's fine. Mm-hmm. I think that after a while, people kind of went their separate ways, and it was okay. And that's how you like handle shit, right? You don't fucking block people. You don't scream at people. If somebody says something really stupid, you can just air it out, say some stuff, respond to it calmly, and that's what happened. Where you had some people that were saying like, you know, like I even hate to like we're talking about Tree, which Tree in this situation, I actually haven't seen her shit because I don't fuck with her anymore. Brought some stuff up and then I guess Candace is pissed off because she said something about like, oh, she's gonna launch the thing in 3 weeks. Yeah, I can understand why that would piss somebody off. I mean, like, what the fuck do you mean I'm gonna launch the thing in 3 weeks? Where's your proof for that? There's the kind of stuff that you can talk about, not block people and get crazy about. Like, let's just be civil and talk about this shit. And it's one of those things that it could have easily been handled so differently. And I just want to put this out there real quick because I don't really talk about this very much, but like some people, you know, they wonder to say, oh, what happened with Tree or something. And I don't need to get big into things. It's just like things that kind of happen in this drama, in this situation kind of happened with me where say there was just, you know, Tree was kind of lying about a lot of shit. I got involved in it. And then I just kind of like, I rose above it instead of, I didn't block anyone. I didn't say Tree was paid by anything. It was just her, being her. Yeah. That's her deal. She, you know, if her fans like that shit, fine. I'm not into this. Like, I can talk about a lot of drama and shit, right? I can talk about a lot of this stuff, but I'm not gonna fucking like. I'm not gonna get involved in this like say shit that this he said she said shit. Like if it has to do with me, I'm just gonna address what's true and what's not, and then I'm gonna move on. Right. And that's what I did. And, you know, some people don't like that. Some people do want you to be jumped into drama. Like, say, if me and Candace, if we were having a conversation, that shit wouldn't have happened at all. It would not have happened. She could have been screaming at me, and I would have just been, like, waiting for her, like, are you finished? Like, I'll let you go on for, like, fucking 30 minutes if you want to bitch. And then you can shut the fuck up for another 30 minutes, and then I'll say everything. Like, just that whole thing wouldn't go down that way because that's not how I react to shit. You know, and that's one thing. Really interesting.
It would be nice if Blaire had just been like, "Will you stop yelling at me, like for a second? Like slowly peppered that in there, and then it would make Candace be like, okay, maybe I am sounding crazy or something. I don't know. I mean, there's so many ways that you could have handled that.
Well, the good part is that if Candace continued to scream, now I think Candace, she made herself still look like a fool because she decided to scream that. But if Blaire had, you know, not saying that Blaire did really anything wrong. I think Blaire was kind of irritated with the way she was acting. But if Blaire, I kind of wish this happened. If she had just kind of laid back in her chair, crossed her leg over her arm, and just kind of looked at her like, "You done yet?" It would have worked. It would have worked. It would have sat there, and everyone would have saw how really crazy that Candace is compared to Blaire.
Like, have you seen the debate between Destiny and Naked Ape? Naked Ape, you know, he just says his piece, and then for the rest of the stream, it's just Destiny speaking a monologue, and he owns himself. It's a self-own at that point. because he can't
Well,
recover.
he did that with the roaming millennial debate and Lauren Southern. Every time somebody said something that he disagreed with, he got upset and was like, "Do you hear yourself right now? Oh my god!" Just taking the most negative thing about the comment and thinking that was just whatever he imagined was what they said. Not saying that there was actually plenty of things that I agreed with Destiny about during the debate, and plenty of things I agree with others about during the debate. But his spurging towards somebody saying something that he disagreed with turns people off completely.
He takes people out of context and then he goes on for about 15 minutes or so. And that turns most people off because they can't stand it.
Yeah, but here's something that I want to bring up that I think a lot of people are missing, because I say most rational and reasonable people are going to be here watching the stream. They want to hear aftermath. They want to hear people talking about it. But there's going to be there's a large number of people. Like, say there's the Alex Jones types, and let's say I don't hate Alex Jones. I think he's a gift to mankind. I think whether you love him or hate him, I think without him, life would be so much duller. He is a living meme, absolutely.
An internet treasure.
Absolutely. Yeah. And what I say, there's a lot of people, because if you watch how Alex Jones does things, he just screams. I saw him a long time ago, debate in quotations, Piers Morgan, and I don't like Piers Morgan, but the way the debate went was Alex Jones screaming. That's all it was. And I'm like, and talking about 1776 will commence again.
1776 will commence again.
I was like, oh my, how the fuck? What is that? Oh my God. I was just so taken back with that shit. And what I'm kind of seeing is, I think a lot of people that like that vigor will definitely love what Candace displayed. They'll think that Candace owned Blaire White because she's just screaming louder than Blaire.
I don't know.
I think there's going to be.
The thing is it's funny you mentioned that, because I actually have a video that I'm working on responding to the one janitor, and literally the first thing in the video is Alex Jones going 1776. I didn't like anything.
No, that quote's great. Don't get me wrong.
I love that one part. I love that one.
I'm sorry, like that shit's great.
Well, it's because when you deal with people like Piers Morgan, see, and Candace and Blaire, they're different from when you deal with people like Piers Morgan, who continue to say the same thing over and over and over again. No matter what evidence you bring to their face, they will still absolutely, we haven't really seen that until today with Candace, but we see it all the time with Piers. Piers does that all the time. So Alex Jones just going off on him and saying, "Look, I will you up if you take my guns," was like satisfying. That was satisfying to me, because I was waiting like, oh my God, finally somebody put this wacky British man in his place.
I mean, look, don't get me, like I said, it was crazy, but I really enjoyed it. My friend just came over the other day and he was like, "Hey man, do you have the Alex Jones sound app? Like, the soundboard app?" I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I downloaded that shit so fast. Like, I love his stuff, man. It's great. People made this awesome dubstep version of him just screaming over shit. Dude, it's fantastic. But like, my whole thing is, though, he just like his vigor, like the way that, and like he likes to say his gravitas. I mean, gravitas. He like, a lot of people love that shit. And one thing he said to me, though, I will agree. He says so many people like just are afraid to speak out because they're afraid to sound like crazy or something. And he says, like, no, you should embrace it. You should get angry and all this stuff. And angry. And I'm like, that is an interesting point, because a lot of people are, like I said, they're afraid of, they literally are afraid of that, coming off as like a lunatic by shouting. Right. But there's a lot of people that love that shit. They love the bro-y, this is Sparta type stuff, which I love in movies and stuff. But when it's about politics, I'm not really for it.
I think it works if you're a guy. It works if you're a guy. It doesn't work if you're a woman.
Oh yeah.
If you're a woman, you just kind of come off as a bitch.
Unfortunately, that happens. Yeah,
that's just how it is.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and so in this stream, I guess. Actually, I didn't really consider that. Maybe people are. I don't know. I'm actually really interested to see how a lot of Candace Owens fans, Owens' fans, or Red Pill Black's fans is going to handle things. And there's something that I thought was really interesting because Andy, you did a stream earlier with No Bullshit, and people jumped on. Like, say, I thought it was what's his name, Irie Bear, when he jumped on, he just said some shit that like it just I can't stand. When people are just like, I'm just going to stand up for my friend because they're my friend. I'm like, dude, a true friend will call you out on your shit. They won't let you, like, if you get too far deep into anything and if you start to sound like a fucking lunatic, they're like, bro, what are you doing? You got to check your friends.
Well, I think
Absolutely,
on that
motherfuckers.
stream too. That stream,
Yeah.
like I didn't want him to feel like he was being attacked, and I think I did a good job of that. But I'm pretty sure
you did a good job calming stuff down. But there were so many things that didn't get addressed because what, like, say, Battening accused him of, he did every single fucking thing. And I wasn't trying to get into that.
Hardball him on everything though. Like it was out of left field, a lot of it, because I didn't even tell him I was going to do any of that. And
sure. Yeah, no. You're right.
Like I concluded with, I don't agree with him. It's not a dox. He exaggerated it, and if he was just joking about Bunty and stuff, he should at least address it on his next video, which I did clarify at the end. So you're gonna do like a minute, right, on the video?
Yeah, and I mean we'll see what happens. But my original point was why I even brought that up in the first place was how I'm assuming with, like, say, that position that with Irate took. I have nothing against him. I like the guy, but with that position he took is the position that a lot of people are going to take towards, like, Candace, where they're not going to, like, instead of being like, hey, what are you doing? Like, what the hell are you doing? They're just going to be like, whatever. They're all, fuck all of them. We love you. Rah rah rah. And I'm like, dude, that's not how. That's like, dude, she did some weird shit, man. If you say somebody's a paid shill, how the fuck could you respect that? I mean, you got to call them out on that shit. You'd be like, dude,
you have to call them out.
Stupid thing to say.
Here's the thing, like, I
have to leave now, guys. But thanks for having me on. And yeah, I think we made our point. Like, I made my points towards.
Yeah, definitely. We probably won't go on too much longer out of this anyway.
Yeah. I've been streaming all day. I've been streaming and then watching that stream. I'm just like passing out here.
I get it.
Thanks for having me on.
See you later.
Have a nice night. Peace.
No worries, man. Later, Andy.
Love ya.
Well, I wanted to mention that. I wanted to mention that. So, like, when I kind of was getting into the whole, like, Black conservative area with other people, I dealt with people sending me phone calls and whatnot, telling me to be wary of certain people in the whole Black conservatism sphere. And these were Black conservatives who were calling me. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah,
you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just listening.
It's just really silent. Yeah. So it was Black conservatives calling me to warn me about other Black conservatives.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sitting here thinking, okay, like, why are people calling me to warn me? You know, because I was still naive and I'm thinking, okay, but everybody here is pure. They're so nice.
Yeah, no.
Well, right. And so it turns out, about maybe a couple months after this, I started doing, well, I was already doing a radio show with a guy named Wayne Dupree. I think everybody knows who Wayne Dupree is.
Yep.
He won, like, the CPAC.
Should Antifa's in the channel.
Oh, he won the, like, CPAC award about a couple years ago. And so one of the first people that showed up out of the woodwork that Wayne Dupree was supporting was a kid named CJ Pearson. Do you guys remember CJ Pearson?
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
CJ Pearson was immediately peddled as a Black conservative superstar. This kid was 12 years old. And one of the first things he did was start asking for money from people. And it wasn't like, you know, a years down the line. It was like a couple months after he started making viral videos that immediately were getting hits, just nonstop, every single video. And when he was getting this money, he told people that the money was for travel services, that he was going to, like, engage in a tour and talk to people. He was 12, you know, and he was being backed by two guys. One of them, we found out, had already been in jail previously, twice, I think, for fraudulent actions with money. The other ended up going dark after it was found out that money that was being sent for CJ's travels was actually being, embezzled, basically. And the money was just disappearing. So I don't know if CJ got to pocket any of that money, but right after all this stuff was being, put out, CJ immediately decided to start switching his presidential campaign picks. He was like a Marco Rubio fan first. Then he went from Marco Rubio. When Marco Rubio was kicked out, he went to like Rand Paul. When Rand Paul got kicked out, he went to Ted Cruz. When Ted Cruz lost and was being kicked out, he switched from Republicans and conservatives to Democrats and became a progressive. 12 years old, 12 to 13 years old, became a Bernie Sanders supporting progressive.
Good
CNN
Lord.
made an article about him. CNN made an article about him, and it went viral. That CNN article went viral. And then after that, when Bernie Sanders when it was showing that Bernie Sanders was going to lose, he contemplated supporting Hillary, and then he became a Donald Trump conservative. Right after. And then CNN made 3 articles about this 12 to 13-year-old kid peddling him as a Black conservative superstar.
Oh yeah.
And this kid was caught embezzling money with two grown men.
So are you saying that like it's possible that this can be like another case with Candace?
Yes. I want people to be cautious about the new people that are often being peddled as superstars in political spheres. I don't care if it's conservatism, progressivism, I don't care what it is. People really need to be careful about supporting people,
Absolutely.
especially if they're quick to climb the internet social ranks. And it makes me nervous seeing
They're manufactured. They're manufactured. Is what they are.
I mean, you're right. It's kind of like that's kind of like politics 101. Like, say people just like going with the wind, and flip flopping happens a lot.
Well, it was the same thing with Sheriff Clark. Now, Sheriff Clark got popular by saying very out there statements about police brutality and Black conservatism. Now, he has a lot of views that are actually antithetical to Black conservatism, but because he says certain things, now I don't know if he gets money from people. I know that he gets probably NRA money, all sorts of things. And he actually just quit his role as like a police officer or something to be a part of Trump's cabinet. But these kind of people with these actually pretty antithetical conservative views are always peddled as your good Black conservative. Like, I wish Thomas Sawa was younger, because then we would have an actual example of a young principled Black conservative compared to these people who are superstars.
Yeah,
well, they're
He's
celebrities. That's the problem.
Fantastic.
That's a huge problem in conservatism, is people peddled as celebrities and not principled conservatives.
I think conservatives have it worse than anybody else, to be honest. I really do.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, you said that. Go ahead.
I was saying that during the bullshit. Yeah. Hey, what's up?
We're never gonna say hi to Jeff anyway. I was like, he just got here.
I started the day out as a YouTube KKK member, and now I'm finishing it as a bottom feeding terrorist. So
hell yeah. That's the thing. We didn't even mention that. We didn't even mention that shit. Oh my god. It's just a saying. It's just don't negotiate terrorists.
That's good. We have to seize the means of production.
Yeah, that's right.
Fucking nuts, dude.
You know who I miss being in the spotlight? Herman Cain.
Herman Cain.
He was so entertaining.
Let's bring the flat tax in, and we're gonna base it off Sim City.
Yeah, dude. But I really do mean it though. I mean, I think conservatives get the shit end of the stick in this more than anybody else these days. Because I mean, conservatism has a horrible PR problem these days. Like the loudest voices that are supposed to be out there for right-leaning people, conservative people, are fucking clowns. You have people like InfoWars and Paul Joseph Watson. The average, normal guy who's out there in society, he's trying to understand the conservative position. What's he gonna like find first? Like,
you really hate Paul Joseph Watson, don't you?
It's fucking, dude, it's awful. And like there's nothing wrong inherently with conservatism at all. It's a perfectly fine ideology, but it gets shit on so bad because of the association of these fuck awful talking heads. And Candace Owens, like, nobody should be under any misconceptions. Candace Owens was manufactured. She has a fucking media team. Yeah, she's got a media team. How do you think she lands all these fucking interviews and shit? It's not because like
exactly like back in the Zoe Quinn days, she did the same thing. The articles. Yeah.
I mean, it's very easy. I mean, I can even say I used to be in the background acting industry, and just getting an agent I didn't do shit. You know, they just took some. They took my money. They put. It's very easy to get an agent and have people set you up for stuff. So that's absolutely possible. Absolutely.
There's a whole nother level of communication that is done simply through the act of agents. Like if you pay an agent, they know how to do that. It should.
It just bothers me because I'm sorry.
Jeff?
I was saying it should bother you because because this person is talking for you.
Yes, and the other reason that it bothers me is that I can't tell you guys how many times I've had someone say, "Oh, you're one of those conservatives," and the thing is like, but you never talked to me. What are you talking about? You know, like I've seen people immediately come to conclusions about my views. You know, like Destiny pulled that bullshit. He immediately said that because I don't support Black Lives Matter, I'm one of those other Black conservatives who has views antithetical to her very existence. And I'm sitting here like, okay, actually, the reason I don't support Black Lives Matter is because this, and this. And when I explained all that, he sat there and was like, okay, because you know when Destiny gets silent, it means that he has nothing to say. And so it's like I've had so many people. This stupid dog is barking, but I've had so many people
don't worry about it.
to come to me and say, "Are you one of those conservatives, Black conservatives? Or are you one of those Sheriff Clarks?" Or it's like
he's calling you a coon,
bitch, right? But it's not just that; it's labeling
coon
me
minion.
as somebody else. It's just labeling me, period, as somebody else. I'm sitting here like, bitch, you never asked me a question in the first place. Like, you never asked me nothing. How am I supposed to explain to you who I am? When the first thing that you do is equate me with somebody else. Now, somebody's going to see politically apathetic Candace Owens and go, "Oh, you're one of those conservatives who don't care about race, who don't have conversations, who..." What? No. Have you seen my Twitter feed? It's just like it's just odd because, like I said before, those people really get peddled off as the real Black conservatives because they get attention. And you know, I honestly believe someone like Thomas Sowell or even Clarence Thomas would probably sit there and say, "Well, are you really conservative?" Especially if you have these apathetic views about it. Candace Owens has extremely apathetic views about things. One of her first viral videos was her saying, "Do you really think I give a about this, the race relations and all this stuff?" Well, that makes you kind of apathetic, right? It means that you don't have any opinion about anything. And if you don't have any opinion about anything, wouldn't you kind of just be an apathetic? You're right. You're not really political. So you can't really be conservative if you're not political. That was
be
one
liberal
of my
at that point. Yeah.
I mean, she might as well be, but it was one of my problems because she was on Rubin Report the other time she was on Rubin Report, not this time, and she told Rubin that she really didn't have any specific opinions about anything, and I was like, wait a minute.
Well, see, that's why I was thinking that. That's why I was thinking that she was still trying to figure out what it even means to be conservative. That like, I think she's like one of the. I honestly think it was kind of like a bandwagon thing where like a sports team where you can say I support
because she's wearing a jersey.
I support this team, but you don't know who the fuck is on the team. Like she needs to figure out who the hell's on the team.
It's like I wear some. On occasion, I wear the New York Yankees hats, right? Do I really support the Yankees? Probably not. But if I went to New York and I watched a baseball game, maybe I'd go and watch the New York Yankees play because I have one of their hats. But I couldn't call myself a fan.
You can call it a casual. They can call her a casual conservative. I say something
casual.
Like that.
But you know who that reminds me of? It reminds me of Tommy Lauren. Tommy Lauren does the same thing. She goes around, right? She goes around, and when it benefits her, she'll change her opinion. Now, Tommy Lauren was actually pro-life before The View. Now she goes on The View and says, "Oh, I'm pro-life." Why? Because she doesn't want to be bombarded by opinions by these shrill clucking chickens on The View. She was actually pro-life before The View. Now, how is a principled conservative supposed to say that they support the concept that life begins in the womb when it's beneficiary to other conservatives, so that she climbs ranks as a conservative? And that's why her ass got fired from the Blaze, because the Blaze thought she had specific views, because she probably told them that she had specific views. And what happened was she goes someplace else and says, "Oh, I'm really this, and this." Well, then girl, you're not conservative. You
could even,
okay, an opportunist. Okay,
you're
an opportunist.
You can call them convenient conservatives.
Very convenient.
Right. Dude, you could hear Candace even talking about this too, like near the end of the stream when she was like, "This is going to be a low point in my career." Like this is what she's talking about.
Oh yeah, she's gonna take off, boy. Hey guys, let me stop you there real quick. One sec. we're gonna keep the conversation going, but I have been sitting on like way too many super chats, and so some of the people have been getting restless, and I totally understand. So I want to start, and most of them have to do with what we're talking about anyway, so we can probably work some shit in. And so yeah, I'm gonna start rounding them off pretty quick, and then we can comment on the juicy ones. So I'm gonna start with this guy, Point Curation. This was in the very beginning, actually. This was before the stream started, which I'm like, dude, don't give me fucking money for the stream start. What are you doing? But he was just saying like, whatever you do, I hope you can keep you cool. The point that he basically didn't want it to turn into what happened on Dave Rubin's. Like, there's no reason. There was no reason for it to turn into what Dave Rubin's going on. Like, unless Candace was actually here, then it, then it would probably get pretty intense with her yelling and stuff like that. But I would never. I don't do that. Like, I'll raise my voice when I get a little bit, heated. Obviously, I'll get a little bit like, hey, I'm annoyed, but that's as far as it goes. Man, what the hell, man? My fucking computer always wants to restart. Like, it's like, dude,
that's
stop.
Windows for you.
Oh,
like, stop. Anyway, he might just start and I'd be so pissed. But okay, Malcolm from the North, he was just saying, shout out to all my stream nibblers. It's $10, appreciate it. And I wish. Come on, this. Fuck, I just got another update. It's like, hey, you wanna start this thing, bro? Like, you
want to go to Windows 11 or 12?
Oh God, there's no more, dude. Fucking Windows 7's fine. I'll stay with that forever. But then they make you do 10 certain things, and I fucking hate that.
I think I got Windows 10, and it was not by choice.
It's okay. Anything's better than 8. I'll say.
Yeah, 8's shit.
Anything's better than 8 and
10,
Vista.
10's good.
Yeah,
10's actually good.
Awful.
Yep.
I would go with 10 over 8 any day.
Yeah.
Anyone who still uses
absolutely,
Windows Vista should be stoned.
That was my mom. I like made her like, I was like, why the fuck? Because she bought her laptop when Vista was the new thing, and then she had that for a long time. I was like, will you please update your goddamn fucking software, like your operating system, please? But yeah. So anyway, Heavy Arms Kai, $10, appreciate it. He said, I think Candace has the same issue some Christians have. She has a position and held it so strongly that when challenged, she lashed out. It's a defense mechanism. I mean, that's true. You can say that about most ideologues, where that is their response to just ignore anything that is genuine or anything that challenges their beliefs. Like that absolutely.
Yeah,
I've had that happen so many times.
Yeah, It's interesting he says that, because there's another thing about that too, is this idea of like lukewarm Christianity. And it's talked about like all the time, lukewarm Christianity, where you say that you're a Christian, but you don't really have those views that would be Christian views. And it's the same thing that I think about with conservatism, where there's people who want to call themselves conservatives, but they don't really have those conservative views. It's lukewarm conservatism. To me, it's just like lukewarm Christianity.
I have to disagree with you there, Patty, because there's different sects of Christianity and there's different sects of conservatism.
There is. Yeah. That's true. But
Christianity
definitely has certain.
That's what I was going to say next, is though, like, even though there are different sects that have different beliefs there, like they all have like something that combines them to make them inherently Christian or inherently conservative.
Right. Yeah.
That sounded weird coming out of my mouth. I don't know why.
No, but you're right. You're right.
Mm-hmm. All right. I
think I just forgot how to say conservative for a second.
Conservative. If you say
semantic saturation.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Let me keep going. I don't even know how to say that. Rabbi Jenkins. I don't even know how to say that. $10 says shout out to the bottom feeders. Appreciate that. We're all bottom feeders here. Everybody watching is a bottom feeder too. So be proud of that. Be proud of where you came from. And Tim Manson, another $10, appreciate it. Says it's okay to be a nibbler. Yeah, that's fine. Totally. Doku HLSD, $2. Cheers. Thank you. Why? I don't know what the hell. New Zealand dollars. What is this? Snow Chip says base mama is one thick bit. Base mama, yeah, she's pretty thick. I think we can all attest to that. She's and she's definitely proud of her thickness, and she'll let people know that she has no competition, which I can admire in somebody with that type of confidence. You know, that's some good shit. And let's see, Humane Mind, Tim Bucks. I like Humane Mind. He's cool, a good guy. He says, let someone who isn't a part of your YouTube circle jerk. There wasn't really a circle jerk going on. There was actually a lot of devil's advocate going on. So I appreciate that, man. Marble 93, $5. Candace basically said, yeah, I made it easier for people to get doxxed, but since I didn't think that would happen, I have nothing to apologize for. And and she she's
not think.
Well, it's fucked up that she's completely washing her hands from the situation entirely. And she was saying, this is what she was trying to say, like, oh, they could have gotten the stuff from Facebook like we did. I'm like, okay, do you not understand that you just took that stuff and made it easily accessible? Like, they didn't have to do any of the searching. You did it for them. Like, how do you not understand that is a bad thing? Then she's just saying, oh, since it was on Facebook, it was fine. That makes it totally fine. Yep, that's it. Everybody loses. We all lose. We're all bottom feeding morons or something paid by fucking Soros. That we're done.
Kiwi Farms is the deep web.
The deep web.
Now, now that I think about it,
I want a shirt that says Kiwi Farms is the deep web. That needs to
Kiwi Farms is the CIA-funded operation that pays for all of my psyops.
Yes.
But now that I think about it, like Candace said, now she said that you can't get people's addresses from social autopsy, but now that I think about it, you can put down someone's occupation and where they work.
I mean, yeah, that was the whole thing. Putting their school and occupation. How is that not a dox?
That's
a dox. That not a dox.
The whole purpose of
this
site
regular
is to
people.
threaten people. Yeah, it's to say, oh, you fucked up. You did something racist. You offended me. So I'm gonna fuck you over. And that anytime a person types in your name, an employer or something, they're gonna find it and then they're gonna fire your ass because you said something mean to me online.
If it's regular
Jeff, I don't know if it was you.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say I don't know if it was you that said it, Jeff, but I think you described it as like similar to a scarlet letter, and I thought that was like a really a great way to describe it.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, dude,
it's like getting a branding on your face in some ways. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah. And I
can't
believe
branding on your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, no thanks. I fucking hate getting burned by anything. Just touching the stove for a second is like agonizing.
So I hate to bring back the vegans, but they actually did like a demonstration of that, of telling people how bad it is to brand your cows. They actually branded themselves.
I saw that
in a demonstration.
Madness.
Wow.
I think a lot of them actually enjoyed that. So.
Oh yeah, you got to be a masochist to actually enjoy branding.
Fuck that, man. I wish I had pain thresholds like that. Fuck that, dude. No thanks.
Yep.
It was nice seeing the screen though.
Yeah.
All right, let me keep going. Let me keep going. Oh yeah, Malcolm, $5 again. Appreciate it. And he said Candace did an interview on Beauty and the Beta Sunday. Basically, did a promo for the Room Report there. Absolutely, she set it up, and she absolutely didn't deliver it because she kept saying that, oh, yeah, it's all there. You guys just missed it. You guys missed the entire point. Like, and I'm gonna reveal it on Dave Rubin. It was so simple, and a lot of people got it because they even said, like Matt and Blonde said, well, why not just, if it was so simple, why didn't you just bring it up? And she's like, no, like, I know a lot of people got it, and it's just like, kind of like almost a secret club thing. And then she's going to reveal the big reason why all of this is bullshit. And I was waiting, like, what was the big reveal? What there was nothing. And I was like, fucking, all right, I should have known, but still, I mean, I was at least expecting her to be, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking.
To be honest,
vitality.
Yo, I got I've been working on this Alex Jones video I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do like a little mini documentary. And I pushed it aside so many times, but I did buy Super Male Vitality because I'm supposed to like do I'm supposed to do a review, and then of course I don't want to ruin all of it, but it's supposed to work. And
wait, Super Male Vitality? You're supposed to review Super Male Vitality?
I'm supposed to review it.
Please be careful.
Yeah, dude, they've found like there's high levels of fucking lead in some of their shit.
Mercury.
Oh no, I'm good. I remember a long time ago. I remember a long time. It's supposed to be like a libido and test booster. That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Which you can get like anywhere for way cheaper.
Do you really want to put that in your body?
It's just Tonkat Ali.
It's a skin. It's a skin.
Essentially, it's just Tonkat Ali. What it does is it gives you a longer hard on. That's what it does. Like you over here in Malaysia, like that's ginseng, right? It's Malaysian ginseng. It's what it is, and they mix it with a bunch of other things like similar herbs that basically give you a longer hard on. That's all it is, really. So I mean,
yeah, exactly.
And you just have to jerk off and see how long it lasts.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I remember a long time ago. I stumbled upon Mark Dice, and this was before he was doing his like Super Bowl Illuminati shit. This was before he went like completely off the rail. Like I read 2 of his books. One of them was actually kind of fair. It was called The Illuminati Facts and Fiction, and he was basically breaking down what the Illuminati was and what it's not, and it was actually going into like the not weird grand conspiracy fake bullshit like the whatever the hell like that's all in the media now that people like to talk about. And it was another one called it was like Big Brother, the Orwellian Nightmare, and I thought that was an okay book. So it was all right. I didn't love it, but I was interested in this guy and read a couple of his books. And then I remember I remember him because he was first calling out Alex Jones for something that he was selling. And there was some type of really toxic metal and some fucking, mixture, some fruit mixture shit that he has. And he was like, what the fuck is this, man? Are you trying to kill people? And then, of course, later on, they're like, oh, we got a brand new and improved formula, just trying to like brush it off. This was good times. This was like 2010 or something like that. And so, yeah, they've probably been selling a lot of fucked up shit for a very long time. I definitely remember. This is when I completely fell off, and I'll get back to my point, but I completely fell off of, like, I was like, oh, I like some of Alex Jones's guests. Sometimes he has interesting people on, like this guy named Webster Tarpley that would sometimes go to Tripoli while say the stuff in Libya was going on. And I'm like, this guy has some interesting shit. He's actually there, and he can tell us what's going on. That was like, cool. But then he was like, hey, Iran's gonna fucking get attacked or something, and he's just like all this crazy shit. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is what's happening? And then Fukushima was going on. And he's like, you gotta buy this potassium iodide because you're gonna get cancer if you live on the west coast of United States. And I'm like,
wow,
I'm done. I was like, I can't do it. I try to stick around for some of the because I like some of the people that go on his channel, and I was just like, wow. I was just like, wow. Wow. Anyway, that totally diverted into that crazy because I'm hoping I'm gonna take my time on it because I'm hoping that it'll actually be like, say, a mini documentary, but then also because it's just gonna showcase how I discovered him, some of the stuff that I did like about InfoWars, which is was not very much, but there was some stuff I watched for, and then all the crazy, which everybody's gonna have a good time. Everyone's gonna have a good time about it. And then it'll be
priceless.
It should be pretty good. But all right, let me jump back to this stuff. Let me kill these super
I'm gonna
chats
because I'm
kiddo
here for a little bit, so I gotta hop off. But peace out to the Illuminatus. Peace out to the Illuminatus.
Peace out.
See ya.
All right, hey man, make sure the deep web is all good. All right. Oh, he's gone. Okay, where did we leave at? Where did we?
Super
leave
chat.
at?
Mems, why aren't you doing your womanly duty, as Nick Fuentes would say? And
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that guy.
Right? Dude, I didn't know that guy existed until a few days ago. I'm surprised I never came across him.
same.
Yeah.
Now I made a
It's like,
Twitter
this
thread
guy's-
though about him.
I couldn't believe he was real. He's so like just I don't
like a
know.
meme.
He's such a stereotype, dude. And with that stream he was on,
That
with that
voice.
sweater, just everything about him.
That voice.
Just like, hey, women need to stay home. If they stayed home from working, they wouldn't get raped or sexually harassed, right? Am I right, guys? I was like, wow, that guy's real.
Yeah, I did a thread about him, and I really don't understand the romanticizing of the 1950s because that's what he's thinking about. He's thinking about
Yeah,
the wealthy
of course.
people of the 1950s. He really has no idea about what traditionalism is. Technically, I would be living a traditional life because I'm a stay-at-home mom. But what most of us actually did was go out into the fields and do field work to bring food in, to take food to the markets and whatnot. And we sewed and all that kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff women did back in the day. They didn't just sit down with their kids. So I have no idea why he romanticized the 1950s because that's not
he
what
only
most
watched
people
movies.
went through.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
not what most people did.
Women did actually work back then in the 1950s. I mean, the job pool is very limited. You could either be a teacher, a nurse, a caretaker, or just a handful of other jobs. But they were real jobs. I mean, without women being in as nurses, I mean, where the fuck would we be? We'd all be dead probably, because world wars and everything. I mean, women are essential to the economy. I mean, you look at any economy, any modern economy, any place where women have the same rights as men, the GDP is just that much higher, because women are essentially doubling the workforce. And this is not a so-called diversity thing. This is just a numbers issue. This is the fact is, when employers have more people to choose from, they can choose better people from male or female backgrounds. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I gotta push on because I want to end this and see if I can end this in about 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes. Let me see. Where did I leave? Ah, damn it. Okay. Here I was. Tim Manson. All right, $5. Appreciate it. It says, when SJWs and anti-SJWs are on the same side against you, you done goofed.
Yep.
Actually, a really interesting thing. When when there's just a lot of people coming at you, it's probably you. It's probably not everybody else. It's like that's when you want to kind of look deep, inside yourself and be like, okay, what the fuck's going on? I've even tried to question myself about certain things too. If a lot of people are saying different things, I'm like, you gotta,
hey,
what?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Sorry for interrupting.
This motherfucker shows up late all the time, man.
I was on a date, so I was just.
How'd it go?
It was cool. Girl I had dated previously. We're just reconnecting.
The artist?
A little bit. No. The artist. In fact, the artist actually, because at some point, sorry, I don't want to derail the conversation here.
I mean, I was just reading super chats. That's all I was saying. You're so
no, fuck it. You read your super chats.
No, I'm interested in what you're, dude.
We want to know about her love life.
Before I let you finish, I do want to say this. It's not going to be on my main channel, but my second channel, because I did want to talk about, because we really don't get to talk about a lot of people's personal lives and things that they're doing, and I want to know more about people. So I was going to start having people on, and we're going to talk about personal shit like that, like relationships and all that stuff that we never get to actually ask people about. Now, Bunty, continue. I'm interested.
I was dating this. It could have been a really big relationship. Actually, she's a pretty awesome artist and does these amazing sculptures out of cardboard, and she travels the world and everything like that. And because I was doing this community project, she contributed one of her big pieces, like a gorilla piece, to the project. And so I remember seeing her, and I just thought she was such a boss. I wanted to go and just talk to her, and we started talking and we connected, and she's really into politics. She was super left-leaning, right? And I'm not super left-leaning, but she was, because we're talking to each other in real life, it was easy to talk to each other. And of course I was able to connect with her and kind of reach let her know where I'm coming from. And so we went on a couple of dates, and it was pretty chill. And but at some point I got a call from my ex-girlfriend, and then I realized I really wasn't very over her. So I didn't want to rope this girl into a shitty mess. I wanted to kind of overcome whatever I was dealing with before I got her involved. So I told her this, and her mood immediately changed, and she texted me the next. She's like, I don't really like you anymore. So I was like, it's all good. And I
don't know. At least you were honest. That's really good. That's really good.
I feel like a lot of people get into relationships these days, and they're not honest with the people that they're getting involved with. I was. You have to be. It's just it's paramount. If you're going to start a relationship with someone, something valuable, you need to have that honesty there. You need to have that openness, because when shit goes bad, let's say you suddenly fall out of love, or maybe you're not as connected anymore, you can at least have that conversation and then either assess and be able to assess the situation, or get out, and then you split ways in a good way, in an amicable manner.
Honestly, I totally get what you mean, because I had the same. Actually, the guy that I dated before I got married, it was an abusive relationship on his behavior towards me, and funny enough, it was all because I was a conservative. Really, seriously. Yeah, seriously. I actually talked about this on one of my videos about how identity politics can ruin things. But when I went to college and I started getting involved with the Republicans and the pro-life group, the first time actually in high school, he left me for a girl that he wasn't over. I even explicitly told him that I wasn't comfortable with him texting this other girl that I knew he had previously dated, because I know how girls are, and he continued to do it anyway. And so
I know how guys are, so I know that if they're still texting.
Yeah. And so he continued to do it anyway while dating me. And so we ended up breaking up. I was really heartbroken about it, but I actually was getting over it. This guy was still texting me things like good morning after we broke up. And I was sitting here, I didn't respond to his texts at all. So finally he goes and tells me how he didn't like it, how we left off and all that stuff. And I said, okay, I'll give you another chance. Out of goodness of my heart, I'll give you another chance. Let's go on a date. We ended up going to a date. I made it like the most awkward Olive Garden experience ever. We ended up going to college. Now he went to a different college that I did. And almost as soon as I got involved with the school Republicans and the pro-life group, he started getting very verbally abusive towards me. And he even at one point he said that he wanted to join the police academy, and after that he told me that he wanted to sometimes he felt like he wanted to punch me. And so I said, okay, I guess I just broke up with him on the spot. I said, I hope you have fun at the police academy, but you and I are not going to get along, and especially if you sit there and text me that you're going to punch me. And so yeah, and so we broke up.
Can I cut you off real quick?
You're fine. Yeah.
Okay, because Memory, she has to go.
Yeah, I gotta go work out.
Oh, that's great. Take it easy. Have a good one. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, nice seeing you.
Love you.
I love you guys. Go ahead and show my shirt, Derek.
Yeah, I'm gonna
yeah. Show that shirt.
I can just do it right before you leave. Right before you leave. Hold on, I gotta show you guys.
Before you guys
show you.
Oh, never mind. Go continue. Do everything, and I'll talk about it afterwards.
What are you gonna say?
I'm gonna ask you guys to give me a rundown what happened afterwards, but it's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will in just a second.
Sorry. Wait, is there a mess? It was not a mess because I was gone.
Hold on.
Oh yeah. A rundown.
Oh yeah, I made a shirt, guys, that you can buy on Teespring that says "Bottom Feeding CIA Shill from the Deep Web called Kiwi Farms."
Put it on Twitter.
I did. It's pinned
awesome.
to my Twitter account at memory_holiday. It's in men's and women's sizes.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm gonna paste that in the chat, okay?
Do it.
Oh, hey guys.
Yeah.
Guess who wants to come on?
Who?
Blaire White.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna get her in. That's gonna be great.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm gonna boogie. I guess Ian posted the link to it in the chat, but it's also pinned to my Twitter. So follow me. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Hey, love you.
I love y'all.
Love you too.
Hell yeah. All right, so yeah, definitely gonna get. Let me get Blaire in right now, and we can definitely.
You're not gonna get swole tonight.
I know, right? Fuck. I actually, because of Andy's stream and then Blaire's stream and then this, like, I haven't gone to the gym today. I was supposed to go in the morning. I was supposed to go around 11.
Yeah,
11. You know,
play Assassin's Creed Origins, but that's not happening. Yeah, my life is so exciting. Just play video games.
Yes, Blaire will be in a little bit. But yeah, in the meantime, while she's not here, let me see if I can read off a couple more super chats.
Yeah. Yep.
And then we'll definitely go over everything since Bunchy, since you're here. It'll be oh my god, don't tell me I fucking closed it. No! Oh damn it. Okay. Too late. We'll do it in a second.
Hey guys.
What up, Blaire?
Hey, Blaire. How you doing?
What a night.
How you doing?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
right?
I have the biggest headache. I'm smoking weed and drinking wine with my boyfriend because it was like the craziest night. Oh yeah, and we missed the gym too, Derek. We were supposed to go to the gym like right after, but I was like, dude, I can't go work out right now. It's so crazy.
I understand totally. So how did it go? How did it go after you guys went off air? Was there any more bad blood, or did you guys just kind of like fuck it, we're done with this?
Well, here's the thing. I think Candace, after we went off air, I think she realized how bad she came across, because the first thing she said was, "I'm literally never talking about this again." This is a quote, by the way. She sounded so stupid. She's like, "This is the most unsmart thing I've done." She said, "This is the most unsmart thing I've done." Who says unsmart?
Unsmart. Okay, go ahead.
Dave offered for all of us to like stay and take a shot afterward. And my boyfriend and I stayed and took a shot, but Candace like left. So I think she was pissed.
Wow.
And
Wow.
honestly, she should be. And this, and I know it's easy to come here and talk trash after it. We're not even live anymore. But I mean, I would say this to her face. Like, I mean, the overwhelming majority. It's very hard for me as I'm scrolling through social media, as I have been since the entire time post-debate.
Take the win, Blaire. You earned it.
Take the win. It's really hard to find anyone who's on her side. Really hard.
Yeah.
She was when I actually, she managed to. So here's the thing. She like unblocked me and then started DMing me. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to go into the full details of what we talked about. We didn't talk about really anything like specific. I just, I did say that it's going to be, this whole thing is going to be good for both you and Blaire. Like, that's what I said. I was like, it's obvious. Like, anyone with a brain will be like, yeah, for sure. But it just seemed like she was super, very, very, very confident, about everyone kind of like, eating crow. That's the term that she used, eating crow. Mm-hmm. And so I saw the beginning of the debate and I had to leave. But I don't know what happened afterwards, so I was hoping that people could recap it.
Well, I mean, we can kind of start over and then like say people that are really interested kind of like just cut this. I'll probably even put like a timestamp. Like, here's Blaire. We'll recap things. Yeah. And like we were saying in the very beginning, that you can already tell the tone of how this was going to go with how the first thing she started talking about with your predictions, and then she addressed you and called you like a grown man or some shit.
Yeah.
And just kind of like,
I mean, so right off the bat, here's how fake she is. Here's how fucking fake she is. And I don't have any problem. Maybe someone will have to corroborate who was in the studio. Before we went live, she told me, "I don't want to disrespect you. I have no problem referring to you as she for the entire time." She opened the stream with calling me a grown man, calling me he. So that's how fake she is. That before we went live.
Wow, that's
disgusting.
That's how fake she is. That she started off before the cameras were rolling, but we were mic'd. So I don't know. Maybe if she wants to freak out and say that she didn't say this,
I heard it.
I don't think you'd make that up. There's no fucking way.
Yeah,
you wouldn't make this up.
We were mic'd. So beforehand, she said, "I'm going to call you she," and then she opened it within seconds, calling me a grown man. So that's how fake she is.
Mm-hmm.
She actually called you a he multiple times. It was near the middle to end of the debate. She actually called you a he. You didn't catch it. You didn't hear it, but we did. She actually did call you a he.
She did. And the thing is, like, I wish she could just stay consistent. Like, for her, it's like, if decide what you're going to call me, because at the end of the day, you look stupid. That's the first thing. The second thing is, it really wasn't, it's like, it's not what she refers to me as. It's like, it's the fact that she thought she was smart by doing that. I knew for a fact she thought she was throwing red meat to her very conservative followers by doing that.
They're not fans of her. Not really.
See, that's the thing. I mean, that's the thing I thought was really stupid, because like I was saying, I think that I think she doesn't understand. It's not just about like conservatives treat trans people like this. I think it's a respect issue, because you have a very large conservative audience that respect you and call you she.
Like, when you called me out on your video, which, I mean, you were completely right to do so. I was out of line. I was fucked up of me, right? I got the news wrong.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad there's no bad blood.
No, absolutely not. I don't mind it at all. I love it when people call me out and they're honest about it. Like, you were completely sincere, completely honest, and I was completely, I was wrong, plain wrong. So,
thank you for that.
No, absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, that's all it is, right? That's all it takes, honesty, and you displayed it, and she didn't. That's the thing, she didn't, and you've got a huge conservative base. They don't care about your gender; they care about your opinions.
Yeah, she's so used to playing this identity politics thing that she literally used the fact that I'm biologically male as an argument. Her thing stated, "I just don't want people to think."
Yeah, that was terrible.
It's like, dude, what does it matter? Even if I wasn't trans, if I was just some man arguing against you, whoever's right is right, and the truth is the truth, no matter whose mouth it escapes from. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
What she did is like essentially calling you're a fucking white male. You know, like
I literally I got you're a white male today. That's the first time. It's great.
Yeah.
Do you think that she explicitly like called you, said that you were a grown man explicitly to make you angry or to pander to her viewers, or both?
Both. I think here's the thing about it. She acts like she's so above ad hominems, but she knew that was to be just as foul as if she were to call me a name, but she thought that her audience wouldn't read it as being foul. She thought she was going to have all these conservatives who were like, yeah, call it a dude. You know what I mean? But the reality is they didn't do that. It backfired her completely. In fact, I was just looking at the video. The top comment is someone saying Candace dug his own grave. It backfired so hard.
I'm calling her Candy now. Her name's not Candy anymore. It's Candy.
Oh, love it.
Candy.
That's so unfortunate. You know, as someone that like I had thought that she was kind of championing this like conservative role in the media in terms of like making conservatives look a little bit progressive in the sense that like, you know, that they could reach over to the other side and pull people over, or like just have a dialogue. That's what it seemed like she was going for, because she, like, I mean, a lot of her talking points before this whole like social autopsy thing happened were pretty much, you know, very normal centrist talking points, you know, like
right.
It was like stuff that anyone could kind of relate to. Or a lot of people could relate to. So that's what I thought. But then when she just opens up with like calling you he, is just like misgendering. It was just like, I know it's like, I know we're not really all about like political correctness, but there's like, we do definitely want to be polite to one another.
No, it's totally respected. So, it's one of those things that like,
it's just like,
go ahead.
how is this going to be like, how are you going to do, like, that's not, that's you're shutting the conversation down before you start.
I don't think she understands what conservative. I think she has this idea of what conservatism is. I think she sees like, say, even though I'm friends with Hunter Avallone. I think she sees content like his and thinks that's conservatism right there. I gotta do that thing.
But it's not. He's kind of fringe, you know.
Like he just one. He just knows he likes to start shit. He has conservative values, but he also likes to start shit. And then she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this," and then it's gonna be like the opponent, because a lot of people, for some reason, think that all trans people are SJWs or something. There's a lot of stupid, ignorant bullshit, and it feels like she's just pandering to that, and it was just so dumb. It was such a dumb
generalization,
thing to do.
right? It's like when the SJWs themselves, they decide, "Oh, you're a white male and you're straight, therefore you're probably cis and you're evil. And you're part of the patriarchy." It's like, why are you judging a person based on color of skin?
She was very strategic in picking me. She knew exactly what she was doing. Well, she thought she knew what she was doing. She wanted there to be. She knew I wasn't one of those people who did videos on her. She lied about the amount of time I spent like on your stream, Derek. That was another big thing. It's like I estimated 20 minutes because it felt like 20 minutes. It ended up being 40. We were both.
I wasn't sure either. I totally believe you because I remember you leaving pretty fair because like we streamed for so long. It seemed like you were there for like 15, 20 minutes or something.
Yeah. I don't know. We were both wrong, but the difference is she used it as a gotcha and she actually wrote a note down. So that's like a lie. Like for her to write that down is like a lie. So the other thing is she was very strategic in picking me. I think she wanted her audience to look and see Red Pill Black debating some tranny and being like, oh, it's my favorite base black woman versus a tranny. So it's obviously tranny is lying. Yeah. That's why at the beginning she said, some of my audience might not know you're trans. That told me everything. The fact that she didn't want her audience to look at me and think I wasn't trans. She wanted them to know.
She's overestimating how popular she thinks she is. You know, she's really not.
Oh yeah, she was even saying like the people that were going after her were bottom feeders. I was like, bruh, Andy Worski, Dave Cullen, they have bigger presence than her. I'm like, dude, like exactly.
Huge.
I was like, all of them were bigger, and I was like, Jesus, man.
And we've
I don't know what she's thinking.
Much longer for her. So for her to pull this like jealousy card, it's like, for what? For absolutely
because her followers follow that. Like
it was so hard not to pull the numbers game back on her because I know that's like the headspace she's in because she's new and she's like feeling her oats because she's like getting subscribers and it's like I so kind of wish I've been like, listen, bitch, I have 3 times subscribers. I don't need to be here. What are you doing? Because it's just like that's her game, but I wasn't gonna do that obviously.
They know that when you have specifically newcoming conservatives, and when you have followers that are going to listen to everything that you say, conservatives are, and I'm not saying any other political group is like this, but conservatives are a special breed of loyalists. They are really loyal to the people that they like, even if they completely disagree with them. Now, I've seen a lot of people, when I warn people about other conservatives, or especially Candace, I've seen a lot of people say, you know, you should lay off because this, and this. You should lay off because we need her. No, we don't need everyone who labels themselves as a conservative. We just don't.
We don't. And she pulled that even in the debate today. She was like, what movement are you a part of? Why are you trying to break off the movement? And I'm like, hold on.
The tribalism. And when she told you that because Paul Joseph Watson or whatever, because they lift you up every once in a while, that you got to be for them every single time they do something stupid or wrong, that's tribalism. How are you supposed to have a principled movement if you don't have principled people? It doesn't make sense.
See, Patty, here's the thing. It's like these conservatives are so desperate for like a black conservative to come along because they're playing into the hands of the left. They want her because they think it's a weapon. In reality, like I said, the truth is the truth no matter which mouth it comes from. We don't need a black woman to say things and people to believe it's true. If we really wanted some black conservatives with principles and integrity, there's others. There's Diamond and Silk. There's you. There's my name is Josephine. There's like so many people, and they go with
Josephine's underrated.
Oh, absolutely. Because she's in school, she's grinding, and she never like makes content. So if she like,
but
so definitely,
thing, when you have someone who makes black conservatism hinges on the idea that you do not make excuses. That no matter what happens in society, no matter what scary white man is put in your head or is metaphorically put in your way, you don't make excuses. You seek whatever you can to better yourself. When you have someone who makes excuses and says that, well, I should be able to do this, this, and this because this is or whatever nonsense, like Candace does, you get someone that just makes excuses. And how's that supposed to be a representation for black conservatism if it's antithetical to what it is?
Absolutely. It's the worst representation. She thinks that she represents so much. She thinks she is the beating heart of conservatism. She's had a YouTube channel for 3 months. She is so inconsequential. And if you want to be real, like we kind of all are. Like we're YouTubers. We're not these huge.
Totally. I agree.
Well, we are not politicians. We can't really enact change. We can change the hearts and minds of, thankfully the large audiences we have. But it's not.
No.
But she thinks that she's special enough for the government to work against her. That's literally what.
Right. We're just individuals. That's what I try. You remember my Blaire? You remember my Destiny debate where I sat there and I told Destiny, I am not a representation. Blaire's not a representation for everybody. I'm not a representation for everybody. We speak for ourselves. If if certain people want to be certain representations for people, then do that. But do you and leave me out of it. I am for me. I speak for me. If what I say applies to me and just me. That period. And if somebody else agrees with it, golly, yes, go, yay, you can agree with it. But what I say is for me. I represent me and me only. I don't know if you got to listen earlier, but I was talking about how black conservatives are commercialized. Like we're put out there as like these representations of what, and I hate this, but this concept of real black people, just like real trans people and real whatever. Yep. No, we shouldn't be. We're just this individual. If some people agree with us, that's great. But I can't tell you, like I was telling others, I can't tell you how many times I've had somebody come up to me and say, oh, you're one of those people. Like, you ain't asked me any of my views. You just took somebody else's view that's being peddled as a representation of me and just applied it to me.
Absolutely. And that's the difference between people, intelligent people and non-intelligent people. Candace Owens thinks in such a binary fashion. She thinks everything is either left or right, and she's fighting this war. And also that like this, she banks so hard on tribalism. I mean, her own words, when someone tells you who they are, you believe them. Her own words tell us this. She stated, when we hear something about one of our own, we must not become skeptics. We must double down. That is
Double down.
We can't do that.
That's a crazy thing to say about anything, really. I mean, that's a crazy thing to say about anything.
And for her
you just can't do it.
For her to come at me in the debate today and say, what movement are you a part of? Why are you breaking up the movement? Honey, I am Blaire White and Blaire White alone. I am not Blaire White the Republican. I'm not Blaire White the trans Republican. I'm not fighting I'm fighting for myself. Unfortunately, she feels like she's part of something big. And I bet you it's because some of these people are gassing her up. These few political commentators who love her, who've been vouching for her in the face of lies. You guys know who I'm talking about. These people, I know for a fact, DM her and she said, one thing she said was, there are a lot of people who hate the skeptic community. I know exactly who she's talking about, who DM'd her. I'm sure Paul Joseph Watson.
Yeah.
I know exactly.
She's being manufactured.
That's something that I've actually, there's something I've come across so many times that, there's a lot of us and like that you can consider us in the skeptic community or whatever. And there's a lot of people that want to just, anytime there's any type of like group or anything at all, once there's any slight problem, they're going to like go after it hard. And then it just becomes this blanket fucking pejorative that, oh, the skeptic community. And I'm like, what the fuck? What do you even mean by that shit? Like I even said, like I was, there was some drama and I'm not going to get into it, but there was some drama with No Bullshit. And he was on Andy Worski's channel and stuff. And because he No Bullshit made a video. And I even saw like, just even though I'm good friends with the dude, Hunter Avalon even said, he was like, hey, he's like, yeah, this is what the skeptic community does shit like this because blah blah blah. And I'm like, god damn, dude, like what do you mean the skeptic community? Like just call out who you're talking about,
right?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah,
like what are you doing?
I've heard it from friends of mine who are not really into the whole YouTube scene, and they all regurgitate the whole skeptic community thing, and I'm just at a loss as to what to say. You know?
Happens to me too, especially when like lately, with like some alt-right like accounts that are just like wondering who the fuck I am. They're like, this guy just leached onto the skeptic community. I'm like, what the fuck, man? They talk to me because they fucking like me. What do you want? Like I don't know. I'm not a skeptic. I'm just a fucking guy with opinions.
And I've never claimed the title skeptic ever. I've never.
I think
because you're not fucking cringy, Blaire.
I really don't think like. I think, dude, I would say like in the 90th percentile, nobody's claimed that shit. It just got thrust upon because we make similar content sometimes. We talk about similar things, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, fucking Greg, dude, let's get him in here and talk shit.
Steak.
No, for a long time, I thought that skeptic community, particularly just explicitly was talking about the atheist or anti-theist part of YouTube. Like that's what I thought I was talking about. But then I got grouped into the skeptic community a little bit just because I was making anti-SJW content. And then I had somebody, I will not name this person because I promised to end the beef with this person, but they said that I was I was ruining the skeptic community by being a Christian. And I was sitting here like, I don't understand. What is it? What is it? If I'm ruining it by being a Christian, but I'm in it because I'm an anti-SJW, what is it?
I would say that the skeptic community as it existed, 5 years ago does not exist anymore because they don't even make atheist content anymore. It's done. Atheism is fucking done. So I tip a fedora to you.
To me, that's what the skeptic community is. When I think of the skeptic community, I used to watch a lot of those videos before I started becoming a YouTuber, like a year and 8 months ago or whatever. And that was all it was to me. It was like debunking like creationists and like it was atheism stuff. So it's like I've never even talked about religion or God on my channel.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of those people, like they retreated. Like all you used to hear was like Venom Fang X, if you guys remember.
Oh yeah. And now like a lot of the skeptic community people are
Josh Fierstein. We're all both talking. I was just saying, like those type of people. Those were the videos, or like I remember Thunderfoot like said he had a series "Why People Laugh at Creationism." Like he had these words. That was the skeptic community. A lot of those people retreated. Ken Ham, no one gave a fuck about him anymore. And then all of a sudden it's like there's another ideology propping up, and it's not like it's not. We're not talking about religious dogma. We're talking about feminism. We're talking about this type of shit started propping. It's like those people that were skeptical minded. It's not like they were just talking about atheism for the sake of it. They thought there was a fucking problem with a lot of people trying to get into your business like that. I forgot that one guy's name. I don't even remember, but he was going after video games in 2005. You know, and then all of a sudden, fast forward to 2014.
No, yeah, is it? No,
it's like Jack Turner.
Jack Thompson. Yeah, Jack Thompson.
Oh, yeah, Jack Thompson. Thank you. So that fucking guy. So I remember that fucking guy. People made video games of him. Like, it was great. And then all of a sudden, now Anita Sarkeesian's doing the same thing.
Right, and
they were calling that
Sargon,
fucking, you know what I mean?
Right, Sargon and all these other people, they play video games, and yeah, they do atheist videos, but they see, oh, there's fucking ideologies propping up. It's all these SJWs telling us that, oh, we can't have fun. Oh, we can't use certain language. Oh, we got to censor our movies, got to censor our comic books, got to censor our video games. Yeah, they're going to talk about it. And so they, you know, the atheist community obviously became what, you know, it is today, and it also includes a lot of religious people as well, because I mean they no longer talk about atheism; they're reunited on a different front. Yeah,
exactly.
It's a much bigger culture war. Before, like the atheism stuff, it's like it's crap, man. It's just like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
But I want to get back to the stream because there was definitely some things that I just thought were very strange, and I know there was probably a lot of things. There's probably a lot of other things that you wanted to address, but you didn't get around to it. I'm assuming just because of how fucking, I don't know, man. She was yelling so loud. I was so mad.
I know. There was one funny part before I left, before I stopped watching to run out. Blaire was like, she was like talking, and then Candace almost jumped out of her seat, and Blaire was like, "You're about to jump," or said something like that, and I was dying. She like stopped her. Like I almost pointed at her and and the Candace like sat back a little bit.
She's ready to attack the entire time.
I really thought there was a couple moments where I was like, is she like going to get physical or something, or stand up? Like, what is she doing? Because she was like getting so to the edge of her seat and pointing at me and screaming, and it was like, oh my God. And I wasn't innocent. There was a few times that I yelled as well, but it was just impossible not to, with the amount of just like ad hominems. And first of all, if we're having a moment of just being real, like I have never in my life, like with the exception of like one time before I transitioned, had anyone call me a man, call me he, call me him. So to sit there for an hour and a half and have someone do that with the sole intention of fucking with me, like it was pretty hard to do. It was very hard to keep my composure.
It's dehumanizing.
I can only imagine.
No, when she brought up your transition and said that, why can't you accept that I've transitioned from a liberal to conservative? I swear, you know, I'm not saying this to make fun of you at all, but I swear you looked like you were about to like cry or something, because you're like, why would you demean what I've gone through to just you waking up one night and saying, oh, I feel like being a righty. Just like, you know, you looked emotionally like disturbed. Like, why would you just
I mean, I definitely wasn't gonna cry, but I mean it what like y'all know I'm not for the PC thing, but I am for like respecting people. And it's like I've never been through that. Like I don't walk down the street and get called a man. I don't go to the store and get called sir. Never. So the fact that she did that was like, wow. And the other thing that like, I wish there was like footage of like before we went live. It would be the worst. It would be like for everyone clowning her right now, it'd be like 10 times worse, because I was so nice to her. Like, here's the thing. I usually like, I'm a little bit of a diva when I go on shows like this. I like to be filmed from my left side, and I told them that, and Candace said that she wanted to be on her left side, and I was like, okay, that's fine. Like I gave her my good side, okay? And I told her beforehand, I was like, I want this to be respectful. Like, if you want me to apologize on air about calling you trash, like I will do that. Like I really had every intention, and she was so fake to say the thing about how she's gonna call me she and everything, and then open it by what she did. So.
What a weird thing. Like, I feel like that was a warning sign right away. Like, listen, I promise you, I'm going to call you she. Like, go on.
Right.
It's like, yeah, okay, thanks.
Like, I feel like at this point, Dave has to like feel betrayed or something. Like, I feel like he has to feel like you betrayed my trust. Like, especially if you guys were talking about, you know, being civil. I don't think he was expecting that. I mean, you look at, did you see that? I don't know. There's this guy, Malcolm, he shared a picture and I retweeted it of Dave. Like, he looks literally like he's fucking dying. Like, he looks like shit.
Guys.
I felt bad. It's like it's Dave's home as well as his home studio.
That's right. Yeah.
But it was like, listen, you wanted this. Candace asked for this. You're facilitating it. Like, this is how it's gonna go. This is just, there's no escaping it.
Yep.
I think in that one moment,
true, fair enough.
I think in that one moment, like with that picture in his face, it was truly the face of, I've decided I will never be attracted to women because of the way Candace, the way Candace is just screaming. Not only women, he won't want black women either because
there was something. I know something really funny actually. Someone sent me a super chat that Dave apparently read on air. He says, hold on, what was it? It was this one. He says, here's a summary of the debate. He says, I want someone to look at me the way Dave Rubin is looking at his assortment of whiskey right now.
It's my tail. It's my tail.
Here's the funny
part.
part.
Yeah.
The funny part is the moment we went off air, he went for the whiskey and asked us if we wanted a shot. Like, he really wanted.
Oh my God.
Did anything happen like off when you guys got off air or during the break? Like anything?
Okay, here's the thing. Until I was able to look at Twitter and YouTube and see that it was like overwhelmingly in support of me, I was in a terrible mood. I went off that set and I was like, dude, like, I don't know how it went. Like, it's so hard in the moment to know how it goes, especially the adrenaline. She was screaming. We were so heated. So I don't really remember what she did other than saying something about how it was unsmart to do that and she's never going to address it again, which is probably the smartest thing for her.
Unsmart. Gotta love that word.
But I do know she's such a poor sport that she wouldn't take a shot with everyone afterwards. Like, I would have had so much respect for her.
Okay.
I had so much respect for afterwards. She was like, yeah, I'll take a shot with you guys. We all went to the backyard and took shots and she just wouldn't do it. So, you know, I left pretty soon after that. And I went into the makeup room and I was like, the producer came in and let me know that like most people were supporting me and like, but I was so upset by it. I was like, I'm not upset now, but I was really upset when I got upset.
Well, it's kind of like when you sit there and yell. Yeah, it's kind of like when you sit there and you have to deal with either someone yelling at you or you yelling at them. You don't really feel good after, even if you have support, because it's still a fight, you know. And it don't really feel. And the worst part is that I don't know if there will ever be a redemption point for Candace, even if she were to. Even if she were
Blaire.
to,
it's messed up.
Yeah, even if she were to, you know, somehow become a principled conservative or someone with principled views, or at least a better respect for others. I don't know. It's just like that whole C.J. Pearson thing, and even Alan West isn't even given the recognition he used to have. I don't know if she will even be considered as a I don't know what word to use for it, but like a serious person to look into. No. You know, her media team's going to have to do a lot of work for her after that.
Today was her funeral. It was Red Bull Black's funeral because she was on the Michael Knowles show earlier, and I looked at every comment. This was before our debate. Every comment was like, "Why do you have this person on? She's a scam artist. What is this?" Every time she goes on a show now, all of the comments are calling her out for everything she's done. So it's like,
my friends in the new right, they think she's a scam artist. All of them do. They might not voice it publicly. Some of them do. You may know them, but they think she's a scam artist. They don't trust her at all. Yeah.
There will be some people that put her on. I know that for a fact. Alex Jones, I'm sure. Yeah. And she'll always have those super fucking blind supporters that will support her. But I will say, like I said, if you look at the YouTube comments, if you search up tweets that tag us both, it's very difficult to find one comment that is in support of her right now. So,
especially after that performance, jeez. I don't know what the hell she was thinking. That's gonna be.
It's mostly going to be what I've noticed is that people who are younger tend to, because they're more aware of the internet and stuff, they tend to be the people who change their minds from certain people they liked and now they don't like because of things that they've done. It's going to be mostly her middle-aged to older supporters that are going to still,
I said, Patty, it's so like accurate you're saying that because out of the only comments I've seen, their display pictures, they're like old men.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen that in my mentions. I've seen that in my mentions on Twitter. That are like, oh, leave her alone. She's strong and she's awesome. And they're like fucking gray bearded, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like
fucking boomers.
Yeah, Number one, it's because.
Hold on one second. I just wanted to let me cut you off. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted to welcome Baring to the stream. How you doing, man?
Oh.
How we going?
Hey, Baring. How's it going?
So,
I've never met an Australian in real life.
I've met fucking heaps of Americans.
Hey, Baron.
What's going on? That was. I've only watched the. I caught the end of that debate.
Yeah.
Like probably the last half hour, and I just started watching the fucking start before. That was insane. I'm pretty sure I'm going to make a video, right? Just about Dave's facial expressions, right? I'm going to zoom right in and get you two chicks out of the frame and just focus on his facial expressions. They're priceless.
He looked like he wanted to die.
Yeah.
Well, there's only one thing he could have done. There's only one thing. He had to just raise his hand and gone, if you bitches don't shut the fuck up, I'll fucking backhand you. Anything else just wouldn't work. You just wouldn't stop.
A pimp named Ruben.
It's like what I tweeted on Twitter. I said, this shit show is why Dave Rubin is gay. After watching this, I choose now to live as a gay man.
Yeah, we solidified his homosexuality tonight. He is.
He's gonna marry his husband twice tonight. Just reaffirm their vows.
Just reinforce that shit. Yeah. I mean, you never know. You might have been getting a little tired of penis. He's like, I don't know. I mean, vagina sounds pretty good. He's like, never mind, bro.
Is that what comes with it?
The way that Candace started it was fucking dirty. Like how she
right.
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't believe that. That
disgusting.
Was
yeah. I knew she would.
Picture of Dave for a while. Sorry.
I knew she would do it though. If you guys watched my video I put on Twitter before my predictions, I was like, she's gonna call me man the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and she did.
Yep, she opened with it. It was great. And here's the thing: another little inside thing is that I guessed that she was going to do that because she went on Beauty in the Beta and was referring to me that way. So I was like, I know what she's gonna do, and I was so heated and upset by it. Like I texted Dave and I was like, she's gonna do this, right? Like she's gonna be that disrespectful like the whole time. And I told him because I've never handled anything like that. I was like, you want to tell her to not be disrespectful? I won't be disrespectful to her or something. Like, do you want to like try to mediate that in that sense? But we ended up telling him like, don't do it because I want her to actually hang herself. I was like, she's gonna do it for sure. So let her hang herself. Don't tell her not to. So
yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
The picture that he looked like he aged like 30 years in that picture.
Oh my god, he did. He looked like shit. No offense,
I'll put it back up.
He's looking like his face is just looking like, and just the way he's looking is like at Blaire. So Blaire, I'm not saying this to you. I'm just making a joke. It's just like his face is just like this bitch.
Look at that shit. Look at that. Just the bags, the beard. It looks like the beard wasn't there when the fucking stream started.
He's graying. Oh my god.
He's graying.
He's graying in real time is what's happening.
I can him and his husband were so like, by the time we walk out the door, he's probably just so over it. He's like, did I call these crazy?
They probably kept drinking after that.
Yeah.
He's telling his husband, I gotta recolor my hair and everything tonight.
Yeah.
Did you say it's just at his house, Blaire?
Huh?
It's a home studio.
Was his husband home? Like, was he in the kitchen making scones or something?
They were.
Right now, he's calling the police like some old man just entered my house. Just get out of here. Oh my god, I feel so bad. Ruben's gonna watch this. He's gonna be like, I wanted to invite her on to talk about chickens, but she's making fun of my age.
Yeah, Blaire, you've got a lot of support. If you look at Lauren Southern's timeline, it's full of support for you.
Yeah, I appreciate
it.
Lauren Southern.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. She's always been super supportive and cool, but it's so funny because there's like one makeup room at the studio, right? And like I tried to get there so early so I could get the makeup room, but she got there so early that she got it. But when I got there, I basically kicked her out of it. I like went there, I talked to Dave, I was like, I have to use the makeup room, like, and so out. But it's like, I was so worried. I was like, are we gonna be in the makeup room together? Like, do they have security? Like, I don't know where this bitch is from. Like, I don't know if she's from LA, Connecticut, New York. Like, what if she hits me? Like, I didn't even know.
That's unfortunate because I mean, you should be able to even if you had, you should be able to do makeup next to each other. That's unfortunate that there's that much hostility. You know.
Was it tense before you went on? Was it like real tense?
Honestly, she's so fake that it was very pleasant before we went on, and she made promises she didn't keep about how she was going to act in the stream, and then right off the bat did something else. It was very pleasant, and I tried my hardest to be very civil.
You held it together.
I reached out to shake her hand. She hesitated and then shook it. Like,
wow.
It was an ugly moment. The thing about it is, like, even though I feel vindicated, like I came out on top and like I won, it still was an ugly moment. And it's like not how I want to spend like what day of the week is it? Wednesday? Yeah, it's my Tuesday. I don't want to spend my Tuesday like that,
Oh, it is Tuesday.
You know what I would like to see out of this whole thing was, I mean, she's taken the website offline, hasn't she? Like, there's nothing at the domain.
And she, from what she told me that her website was like scheduled to expire in February.
What I would have liked us to have seen is she should have transferred the domain to Dave Rubin or just to some third party, because while she's still got the domain, she can just click "Do Not Display" on the domain and have it point to nowhere. If she is full of shit, she can just it takes 2 seconds to put it back up. But if she parts ways with the domain, she's fucked. She can't do it. So that would have really tested her mettle.
And the fact that she didn't understand the entire time when I was telling her, like, Candace, it's not that you directly dox people, and the only reason you didn't was because you never actually got the website to come to fruition. That's the first thing. The second thing is, like, your website was used to dox people, and there's evidence of that. There was like 6 or 7 people on Kiwi Farms. They used her website as a resource to find these people, and they revealed their personal addresses, their phone numbers, their places of work. And so who knows what consequences people even faced as a result of that, So the fact that she couldn't even apologize for that or be like, wow, I made something and I actually hurt people in the real world because of it was very, very telling. That's the thing about her. She's so prideful that she can't say sorry.
And there's evidence of the
she's
doxing.
Absolutely remorseful.
If she, she's claiming
she
that
didn't
there's
care
no
about
dox in it, right? She's like, oh, there's no dox in it. But Kiwi Farms, I actually went to the thread, actually has archives of the docs. They have archives.
This is what she said, though.
Yeah.
But this is what she said. This is what she said, and this is what was so shitty about it. Like, number one, that even when we were talking about, you guys were talking about children, like you guys were trying, she was kind of target children, but she never did, and then she tried to make a big point out of that it never happened, and it's like escaping consequences just because you had intent. Kind of like say if you attempted to do something like attempted murder, you don't just get off because you attempted it and you just didn't do it. Even if you're like, it just didn't come to fruition, and I'm okay, I wash my hands of it.
And how can she even determine, right? Let's say she launched a site and said, "Oh, don't post children." People are still going to post children. Like,
you're not going to be able. Yeah, it's exactly like say launching a website saying, "I don't want any of this crap on here," and then people do it anyways. Like people post like CP and all this stuff. And another thing, though. Yeah, and then and another thing, what pissed me off so much was the one thing you were talking about is, or one thing that she was talking about is saying, well, yeah, I never specifically doxed anyone, and the stuff that was on Kiwi Farms is stuff that was also available on Facebook, and it's like, well, what the hell? Okay, just because it was available on Facebook, okay, but you gathered this shit and you put it in a place where it was easily accessible for people to they didn't have to like do any hard research whatsoever, they didn't have to do anything. It's just let me go on Social Autopsy and grab some shit. And she doesn't understand why that's bad.
She created, like I said,
that's what baffled me.
Yeah, she created, like I said, a digital hit list of online bullies. When you collect information about people, put it in one place and say, these are online bullies. We have to hold them responsible. That's the goal of this website, to hold them responsible. Vigilantes and people who want to go dox those people are going to do it. And they did. They just did. That's just an objective truth that they did it. So, I mean, if I had ever created something that resulted in someone's, like, addresses or workplace being posted. I mean, I would be so remorseful, number one. And number two, the reason why I was so principally opposed to Candace and one of the biggest projects of her life, A Social Autopsy, was because maybe you guys haven't heard this, but a year ago when I made a video criticizing Black Lives Matter, I was doxxed. I had to deal with the FBI. I had to just so much craziness. So there's nothing she could have ever said that would have made me think that Social Autopsy was ever even remotely okay.
Yeah, and that's the one thing, just like the just no remorse, and so it doesn't make any sense to me. And we've talked about in the stream before that if she would have said, hey, this site is still up, she's like, oh shit, my bad.
Yeah.
Even though she said it was bad intentions, she said it on the stream today. Well, so why would
she did mention that it was still up, previous interviews though, didn't she?
And the thing, if she thought that it was, if there was bad intent behind it, like it was a bad idea, why the fuck would you still leave it up? Now she claims that it's because she wants her past to be available. She's not trying to hide anything. I'm like, that's not the fucking point, dude. If you did something shit, you can still own it, but you need to take it down. I'm like, what the fuck is the matter with you?
The thing is that she says that when she said that she wanted it up to help to let people see her past. No, it would make sense if you still didn't have a submit a person button. It would make sense if it would make sense if just the flesh the flesh of the website was there, but not the actual stuff where you input someone's information. You could still put in someone's information. Maybe it was about 2 days after people were telling her that they can see that you can still give information. You still have a fact. Everything about the website started disappearing when people started complaining about it. It's just weird to me that she would say that this was a well-intentioned idea, when the fact of the matter is that the first thing she did to justify the website was say that, but trolls say that they have a right to free speech. Well, that just tells me that you're doing it out of spite for trolls, because you think that they're not afforded their free speech. Saying mean things on the internet is not a crime. And no matter what, it's wrong to go after someone for pissing you off on the internet. Just get over it. It's the internet.
And let's also point out the fact that she hid behind the fact that her web developer referred to it as a non-functioning splash page.
She should have known.
The fact remains, you still spread false information, and you waited until the Rubin report to correct people, when that would have been the easiest thing to just say somewhere. So it's like, okay, maybe that wasn't technically a lie. Maybe you didn't know what splash page was because you didn't know, okay? So spread false information that was directly contradictory to your previous statement that you had a database of 20,000 plus people. So it's like, can you really fault people for thinking it's a lie? It's like, it's false. People are going to say, oh, it's a lie.
Right.
And it wasn't fake people. It was real people. It was real people who were finding their information. And you know what's worse? The one of the main things I disliked about her idea of this website was that anyone and their mother could put someone's information on there. Not only their information, but if it's someone that, say it's someone that they personally know and they're deciding they wanted to put her up on Troll Trace 1.0, is that they could say, oh, I know where he works. Even though it's not on the internet, I know where he works. So I'm going to post where he works. Anybody who's pissed off by that person, with the crazy people that we have running around, crime is down, but people are doing crazier things. It's just, with the way people are, anybody could go to that person's workplace and start some nonsense because someone they personally know didn't like something they said on the internet and posted it onto and people were finding, you said Blaire, people were finding it through Facebook or Kiwi, whatever that is, and posting it. Well, clearly they're using your website as a way to basically find people. That's not right.
She created a resource that was used by doxers. She hides behind the fact that at the last minute her website didn't launch because what she was doing, I mean, like I said in the stream, I don't think people caught on it. Her endeavor was an illegal one because posting children's information, their school they go to, etc., violates the Children's Internet Protection Act, and that's directly contradictory to the terms of service of Kickstarter. That's why her Kickstarter was deleted. She loves saying that she never got a reason, but it's like, listen, that's why it was deleted, because it was an illegal endeavor and they don't support funding for illegal endeavors. So
Pay for my drugs.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's why. But she did. Her answer to that was that, oh, it hadn't happened. You know, like you're just going off, which kept pissing me off. That she's like, oh, even though she had the intent to do it, she never got around to it. And she's able to wash her hands from it. That's what she said.
I got one question. Do you guys think that it makes fair? Do you guys think that it makes sense that that she decided to quit Social Autopsy and magically become a conservative because Zoe Quinn didn't like what she was doing? It doesn't really make sense to me.
That's pretty rich, isn't it?
That's what's so hard.
Yeah.
That is a little, yeah. How do you adopt him?
And she just rang me. She just rang me. She just got my phone number off fucking Social Autopsy or something. Oh,
I made a conscious effort not to bring that part of it up because you can't get in someone's head. I don't know if she holds conservative values or not. She could be lying or she could be telling the truth. My opinion, I read off of her behavior and everything is that it's absolutely, I mean, I don't wake up a liberal because there are super far right conservatives that tweet me like, oh, you're a tranny, die in a fire. You know what I mean? I don't wake up more conservative.
Yeah, like why would that change your ideology? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I don't wake up more conservative because liberals are tweeting me, you're a hateful bigot, go die in a fire. You know, it's like, if you're that easily shook, you're not a person with principles. And that's the biggest thing about her. She's one of those people, I didn't mention this in the stream because it's petty, but she has a background in acting. She tried acting for a long time. She has a talent discovery page or whatever. So she's one of those people to me. Being in Hollywood, I know these are the people, they try everything until something kind of works. And the thing that kind of worked for her was this red pill black thing. It's going down in flames now. But this was the one thing that finally kind of worked. She wanted her claim to fame to be acting. Then she wanted it to be Social Autopsy. Then she wanted it to be, you know, being red pill black. But so that's who she is. She jumps around trying to figure out what works.
Yep. And
that's interesting. I didn't know that.
The worst thing I think about Social Autopsy is that it's so easy to fake things about people because all you can do is post a fake, notice about what a person did. You can say they raped you, for example, and then forever they'll be blacklisted. It's that awful. I mean, it's completely anonymous. That's a huge problem.
True. You can also, just fake tweets, which is easy to do. Tweets and then say, "Oh, this person said this," and then all of a sudden, boom, you're blacklisted.
Everything. So easy.
It's very easy. That's why it's one of the. It's. I mean, she admits that that it turned out to be a bad idea. She at least admitted that. It's just weird that she's kind of like still. I don't know. I stand by what I tried, even though it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Why?
It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't.
It's a bad idea. Bad idea.
It's one of those, it doesn't make any sense. But I would say that my biggest problem is what we were just talking about just briefly is just her awakening. That it's obviously a lot of people can change. I mean, I even have this one super chat from this dude, Humane Mind, where he says Thomas Sowell started off as a communist. He claims that he had been changed his mind after working in the government, but he doesn't believe that he's just like a fake conservative, and an economist or whatever. He's not trying to just like fake people. Now, working for the government, I think that can really change your perspective on a lot of things. Having mean SJWs go after you, I don't understand how that will make you adopt conservative principles.
Well, not only that, but working
it's a little strange.
Yeah. Not only that, but working in the government takes years. I mean, that he's talking about years of change. Even I myself have had, when I was younger, a little bit more liberal opinions and basically like kind of an apathy. I really didn't know what was going on. But as I got older, over years, is how I've kind of developed. And maybe even I'll change in the future, but that's over a span of years.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen. I can guarantee you it does not happen overnight. It's years that you develop your ideology and what you believe in.
You know why? Because all she views it as is a team. That's it. She's makes that very clear. Talking about what movement are you a part of? Why are you trying to break off the movement? And she switched teams because the reality is that conservatism and liberalism are sets of ideas, broad ideas, lots of ideas that make up this one kind of label. You know what I mean? So if you're can all change in one night, you never have principles.
Exactly.
You're not a principled person.
I was in SJW in 2014, right? I mean, as you all know, I was a huge anti-Gamergate person, best friends with Zoe Quinn and all that stuff. But then I left that group, and it was over a long period of time. It wasn't like overnight. Oh, I became a conservative. That's not how it works. That would be fucking disingenuous as hell.
Or maybe you're just playing the long game and you're a fucking.
Well, even if you change, I kind of feel like people feel like, and this kind of goes back in the whole Rage After Storm thing, because Rage went through something that was pretty interesting. Rage was at first a feminist SJW. I mean, she had even the look. She still had the look of feminist SJW. Yeah. She used to be that way, and then she instead just switched to this radical white nationalist, black people have low IQs, ethno state thing. I feel like people feel like they can't just kind of slowly evolve into something. They just immediately have to, I was this one thing, I need to immediately go to the end of the spectrum. I kind of feel like people feel like they have to rush into this new, and this is why I get upset with progressives attacking centrism, because I do think centrism is kind of a person's way of moving from one place to another, of them trying to understand what they really agree with and what they don't. And when you just attack them, you're pushing them away. It's potential that they could actually go to your side, but you're sitting there attacking them for trying to figure out what they agree with and what they don't agree with. Yes. It's just, I feel like people feel like they have to jump to one side instead of slowly evolving that opinion that you have. In my opinion, opinions take time.
It's because she's a collectivist and she has to fight for her team. She has to.
Yeah.
She feels safety in that. She feels like as long as she claims conservative, that conservatives won't call her out. When the reality is, I mean, she has to stomach the fact that this entire thing, it's not liberals calling her out. It's the skeptic community. It's conservatives. It's centrists. Liberals don't have a at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she baked so heavily.
And you see, what bothers me about that really is that I have the other page, Young Black and Conservative. That's 30,000 conservatives that I have to deal with. If I disagree with them about something, that's almost, at least half of them, about 15,000 people being very upset with me. But, this is kind of a religious point. I have this belief in God that if I have a convicted opinion on things, and if someone decides to leave, another person's gonna come right to me and say, well, so what, that person left. I got 10 other people who want to come listen to what I say, want to come support me. You can't, if you truly believe in something and you have a conviction in something, you can't listen to other people telling you what you should believe and what you shouldn't. And if you don't believe in what I believe, I'm going to leave your group. Well, bye. I'm going to be me, and I'm going to have my conviction. And just because this one person left, I'm going to have 10 other people come and support what I'm saying. And even if 5 of those people leave, I'm going to get 20 more to come and support what I say. And I've held that belief ever since I've had my Young Black and Conservative page and my Twitter page. And it's worked every single time that I've been able to keep my balance from not caring, for just staying convicted to my own values and not caring what other people want me to believe.
Right. And that just goes back to, like, Candace is not principled. She's never been principled. She's just not. You know what I mean? She's just not.
Yeah, I think what's more important than, like, say, principle and conviction is actually just integrity. Like, I think it's totally fine to, you can have revelations. You can have these big epiphanies about certain things. And then if you're just genuine about it, it's fine. People usually will be fine. Obviously, if people, if you were on the same side, they'll be like, oh, I don't agree with your position or ideology anymore. But other people, if you're genuine, if you have integrity, that side, if you're talking about politics, they'll welcome you. Like, say, Ian, you're a perfect example of that, where you changing, your point of views on a lot of things and being, genuine about it. And nobody has a problem with you. Nobody's right now, like, nobody's grilling you and shit. Maybe some stuff in the very beginning. I don't fucking know. People were doing the same thing with, like, Lacey Green. She hasn't completely changed, but she's been very open-minded. And there's just some crazies that are like, I don't know, but I mean, I'm cool. I've fucking hung out with her. Like, I'm her friend now. It's
like a lot of people were willing to give me a chance back when, I released my apology letter. Another half of people were very, very skeptical. And maybe a handful of people were like, oh, he's a liar, right? But I, through just being honest and being sincere about my beliefs and changing them as time went by, I think people can see that I am who I say I am. I am who I present myself to be. I don't even say what I am. I am who I am.
It's true. That's true. You're one of the few people who I've seen on this platform that are very clear cut in terms of what where your ideologies fall. Like, and I'm like, yeah, it's very clear you don't like communists. You don't beat around the bush with that.
No,
so
not communists.
There's that, but that's an easy thing to say. But I feel like anything I can really ask you, kind of give me a clear-cut answer, even if it's necessarily not the most diplomatic response, you'd probably be. And I appreciate that about you. Mm-hmm. I've been listening the whole time, just enjoying listening to you guys. So sorry.
Thank you.
Hey, you guys. I'm gonna try to, because there's just so many of them. I'm gonna try to tie in some of these super chats.
Yeah.
With some of the stuff that we're talking about too. And then the other ones, I'll just read them at the very, very end. But
one second. Is it cool if I dip out? I'm so exhausted from today. I just kind of smoke weed and play Mario with my boyfriend or something.
Take it easy. Have a good one.
I'm not trying to copy Blaire or nothing, but I'm gonna have to bow out too because I really need to get my daughter to sleep.
And Blaire, before you go, all right. I know she misgendered you and everything, but you look very pretty today.
Oh, Bunty, you're so sweet. Bunty. Everyone go subscribe to Bunty. Bunty's
Don't
amazing.
say that. Don't do that. Don't follow up with that. People are going to call me
hashtag subscribe to Bunty King.
Yeah. You tell me not to do that every time, but I always
follow him on Twitter at
We love you, Blaire.
/Real Bunty King.
Real Bunty King.
Night, guys.
All right, Bear.
Good night.
Good night, Blaire.
Have a good night.
All right, and I too, I ain't trying to be on Blaire's coattails now, but I too am going to bow
we get
out.
it. We get it. We get it. Say when it's the perfect time to slip out when somebody else leaves. It's always good. I get it.
Yeah, I gotta get Ellie to bed. I think I might have bothered her a little bit because I did yell back here and she was trying to sleep. So I'm gonna get Ellie to bed. All right. It was really fun hanging out with you guys. I really appreciate you.
And where can people follow you on Twitter?
At Young Black Con, and Con is not for con artist, it's for conservative. I gotta change my ad. I really gotta change my ad.
What about convict? Young Black Convict.
Young Black Convict.
Young Black Convict. I've had people go Young Black Coon, Young Black.
That's good. Just like me, some Black Coon. I'm like, oh, it's so original. It's so original.
Right. Yeah, I've been meaning to. We got raccoons around here, and one day I'm gonna shoot me one, and I'm gonna put it on Twitter and say, "This is a coon, and I am not this." Coons die
You're gonna
around
get the
here.
Animal rights activists so mad at you for that.
I know, right?
Oh, they're mad at me anyway.
All right, Patty, you have a good night. All right.
All right, y'all have a really
so nice to actually talk to you live, by the way.
Yeah, this is my first time talking to you live. It's really nice to meet you, man.
It's my pleasure.
Likewise.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is the first time.
All right. Well, y'all have a blessed night. I'll see y'all later.
All right.
All right. All right.
So summary is Blaire won. That's the summary.
I mean, by default, if we're I may seem like some wacky.
That, by the way,
it was a shit show.
But yeah. I may seem like some guy that doesn't really because I don't really showcase a lot of stuff that I'm into. And I watch a lot of boring stuff and a lot of actual debates, things that how things are supposed to be structured. But just by by default,
Oxford, the Oxford debates, those are fun to watch.
So, sometimes they're actually sometimes they are very entertaining. I'll say that.
Yeah. They take the devil's advocate positions. There was this one time. Sorry, I have to go on a slight tangent. There's this one woman, and she's not a feminist, but she debated as a feminist, and she got so much hate from the internet for it. It was so.
Was that Rotan lass who?
Yeah. That was her. She's not a feminist. Yeah, she was actually really cool about it. And
isn't she a feminist? Is she?
I mean, not like a hardcore feminist. She was more arguing from a devil's advocate perspective because that's what the theme of it was. Yeah, and people were really unfair to her, and that's not cool, And making fun of her weight.
She knows how to act a bitch then.
Oh yeah,
I remember that.
She's annoying as hell. Yeah, but no, she's
what happened to her? It reminded me of America's Most Wanted, where the actors that would portray the roles would get a bunch of shit when they were seen in public. You're like, oh my god, that was that fucking guy.
Yeah, imagine the poor motherfucker who's got to play all the pedophiles on those shows.
So fucked. So funny.
I've seen you on America's Most Wanted. I'm not letting you, my kid. It's my kid. I'm moving him away.
All right. I'm going to. I gotta kill all these super chats because I've been putting them off. Okay, cool. Okay, my computer's being fucking stupid right now. Yeah, I've been putting them off, but I want to rattle them off, and then we can kind of just chat a little bit, and then just fucking end this thing because it's just been streams all day.
You do your super.
Andy Worsley stream, which was fucking that frustrated me so much, man. I don't know if you guys saw that thing.
I didn't see that one.
But no bullshit.
No bullshit.
Is it when old? Oh yeah, fuck that guy. Fuck that guy.
It was just really frustrating because it actually started to get good because this guy made a really good video about him. It's it's really long. It's like 40 minutes. This guy named The Battening made a video about no bullshit. Very good video.
Good. Yeah.
And I was hoping that they were going to address a lot of those points, and it didn't really get there.
Yeah, he didn't address the points in the video, but I did. I got to admit, I did sort of. I watched a bit of that stream, and there were a few points where I sort of thought, well, he's not really yelling at anyone. He's not screaming at anyone, and I think the batting went a bit overboard sometimes when he was yelling at him, sort of thing. I thought that was a bit far.
I definitely think that was the bad thing to do because it made him come off as kind of like an idiot. But at the same time, I understand why he did it because he was really frustrated because he wasn't getting. There was questions kept getting deflected or say one thing that kind of. I don't know. It just seems so disingenuous. Like when they were talking about debating and they were talking about incest. Oh, Destiny won that debate because you didn't have an argument, which and he was just saying, oh, so you're pro incest. He's like, are you fucking listening to what I said? That type of shit, man. That frustrated me. I'm like, no, dude, you can argue. There can be an expert debater arguing for 2 + 2 = 5, and the guy that's fucking arguing for 2 + 2 = 4 is a novice, and he'll get the floor fucking wiped with them just because he doesn't have a fucking argument, and he sounds like a bumbling fool. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. I'm like,
and when a person is using logical fallacies like Destiny always does, you have to call him out on it. If you don't, he's gonna win.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
I pissed myself off at that point where Andy's gone. Incest? Yeah, I reckon. I'm probably on the negative.
I feel like I know this is not the popular thing to do, but whatever, and honestly, I think that Destiny is misunderstood because he is super abrasive on Twitter. And he really tries to get on people's skin and pull them onto his stream. And listen, at the end of the day, people will go ahead and say, I'm not asking people watching right now. I'm not asking you guys in the stream right now to be like, I'm not trying to convince you guys. I'm just,
I know you're just speaking in mind. Yeah, go ahead.
The idea is that they say that he just pulls people over into his streams and then berates them and all that and just for money. But the reality is that he's already got I've seen this guy with over 3,000 people watching him, and he's not even doing anything. So he already has people who are there to watch him. So it's not like he really needs extra cash or anything like that. It's really
could it be possible he's view botting?
I don't think so, man. His chat's fast, dude. His chat is crazy fast. It's nuts. I don't think he's view botting. I think that I think ultimately he wants real dialogue between the skeptic community or whatever, the centrists or stuff like that, and the reasonable left, because Destiny is not the kind of person to shy away from using the word nigger or all these words that we're trying to strip meaning away from.
He's not one to shy away from using the word because he used to yell at people when he was a StarCraft 2 pro.
Yeah. And I think that he just has I think that Destiny just has because he's honestly, man, when I hear him talk, I don't hear a guy who's a complete lunatic. I'm trying my best to. I hear a guy who's trying to make valid points.
I find him very disingenuous because he's trying to force me to go on his stream to debate him. And whenever he's streaming and he's he will I will not be doing anything. I might be playing a video game and I'm still getting all these texts. And it's usually him sending me a bunch of messages on Twitter and then encouraging his fans to do the same thing and saying Destiny's a shithead. Why don't you go and debate him? And not gonna fucking debate the guy.
That happened to me too before I went on a stream. And when I went on a stream, I like, you know, I'm a guy that's capable of disarming people. Like for me, so
you're capable of that. Yeah.
So, but I was able to talk to him, and like that's it, you know. And his audience really didn't like me because they thought it was like some kind of sham that I was suddenly putting on a nice guy act because I'm there. No, I was just really just talking to a human being. Yeah. So, I mean, I would love to like have you. I would love to host a debate between both of you guys and moderate it.
Why don't we have like maybe like a 4 or 5 person debate so I don't feel like I'm the only person there talking to him on your channel, you know, just get a few people who want to talk to him and challenge him on his views, you know.
Okay. I want to have someone
like when you said, Bunty, when you said that he seems like he wants to have a dialogue, the only reason why I don't believe that is because of how I've seen him approach a lot of people. And I'm talking about them first. And I'm just like, I can't get like that's not someone, that's somebody that you know, wants to have a good show. That's what it seems like.
Well, I mean, listen, how many times can I give that vibe off? I mean, I'm like supposed to be like the friendly guy in the community, but like I actually go off on people sometimes on Twitter. People know me for my Twitter videos. In fact, they're so alarmed by it. Whenever they go and they're like, oh, you took time to record a Twitter video. I'm like, no, you fucking loser. It takes me 2 minutes to do a fucking Twitter video.
I know you do it naturally.
It's like, what do you like? So for me, it's like when I just did when I sent it to Nick Fuentes. Like, listen, honestly, if I felt like he's a decent person, I feel like I could talk to him, but I don't know. I really don't know because you know
he's got some fucked views.
Well, but at the same time, like it's like, you know, there's I can come off as abrasive. I can definitely come off as abrasive. Like to the other side, I look like an asshole.
Absolutely, anybody can, right? It's like you have to be willing to listen to what they have to say. Like Nick, I think he might actually be willing to listen to what you say, and you'll probably get really irritated because he's going to give you his opinions, but. You know, he seems like the kind of person you could actually talk to. I'm not saying
apparently he ruined his dinner with his parents with that video, Bunty. He wasn't happy with that. He had a nice dinner with his parents, and he saw that, and he got sad.
Seriously, or
no, because I looked up his channel for a video that I did last night. I literally just watched like the first fucking 20 seconds of a video, and he talks about your video in it.
That's great. I love it. That's great. I called me Bunty, which is perfect. I was like, yes, you played right into it.
That's crazy, man. I've never heard of this guy until just a few days ago. I don't know where I've been. I didn't know he existed. And
I've heard of him because I follow James Alsop, who seems to be pretty okay. I don't know.
He's all right. I mean, like, I don't really agree with his politics, but he's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I thought like it's weird because when I see that they're on a podcast together, I'm not sure if they're like best friends. You know, like I don't know what's going on.
Right. Yeah.
I'm on a podcast with like I guess just because I'm a super friendly person, like the people that I routinely talk to, I would consider my friends, right? And I only gravitate to people who I think have similar values, right? Mm-hmm. So so that's why I'm like kind of confused. But at the end of the day, like I don't even know what the fuck we're talking about. I lost train of thought.
on that note, I keep saying this shit, and I'm
gonna read the super chats.
Go for it.
All right, so this one from Jordan 250 is $5. Appreciate it. Says, who here tongue butters the turtle cave? And I think that was born from some other live stream of, I forgot which YouTubers it was. Maybe Ranting Monkey or somebody was a part of that.
It was fucking Ranting Monkey. It's fucking everywhere. It's a disease.
Yeah. All right, $2 to Toad McKinley. Nice name. Okay, she went from red pill black to red pill black. Okay, I get it. Yeah, she got all angry, I guess. That's what I'm assuming, right? Unless or it's something. Is it?
It has to be what it is.
Is it something more like? Okay, all right. I was thinking more of the, then she got mad and the blood was coming out of everywhere. It was kind of rising or whatever. I don't know if it was that kind of joke.
She got a period and it was a particularly heavy flow.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just calling it like I sees it. Let's see. Dursky, $5. Thank you, man. Says us. Some non-black guy said, give some black guy more money. So here, well, thanks. I don't know who said that, but I appreciate that. Here's one I haven't heard in a long time. This is £5. Appreciate it from Rulers of Stars. Says harmful opinions is God. I haven't heard that since the last year, I think. I think last year when that was like a Bindu, I think her name was Bindu Reddy or something.
That was Bindu Reddy on a stream with me. Remember?
Yeah, that was.
Humble opinions is God. Humble opinions is God.
That's a good soundbite, dude. Let's see.
Remember? Fucking bitch.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
She's like, my website's all about privacy. So what's going on, Patrick? You fucking dumb bitch.
That was great. Like, you didn't even say anything. You're like just like oh, cool, thanks. That was great. All right, LD, $2 appreciate it. Says VidCon 2018 is gonna be a total shit show. Dude, it's gonna be the fucking best thing ever. Everybody has to go. Everybody has to go. Bearing, I don't know if you and I don't know if you and Tits have been talking about if you're gonna go.
Yeah, we said we were gonna. I've got a few things to come over for next year, so yeah, I'd like to. It looked really good last year.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be, especially since we didn't know what to expect. I think this 2018 is gonna be infinitely better. I think it's gonna be fucking like crazy. So I'm really excited. It's like everybody. I mean, if you can, just I don't know, just
I have enough
start
money
saving.
saved up,
Start
right?
saving now, dude.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. Start saving now if you don't. Fuck yeah, dude.
It'd be fun.
Yeah, everybody go. Everybody in the chat should fucking go too. I'm just saying. I don't care where the fuck you are in the world. Let's see. The Geth. All right, I got a Mass Effect fan. That's pretty cool. $10. Alex has 3 modes. Are we talking about Alex Jones? I don't know if this was when we were talking about. I think that was the only Alex we were talking about. Informative, where he takes actual arguments. Pandering, where he parrots right-wing talking points. And advertising, where he screams weird shit for attention and recognition. That must be Alex Jones. Yeah, I mean, he's very good at it. Yeah, because we were talking about Alex Jones and Piers Morgan when they were when he was screaming at Piers Morgan about guns. That shit was kind of funny back in the day.
Right. Yep. I mean, I mean, it's hilarious. You can watch episodes on YouTube.
Oh yeah, just the compilations. It's some of my favorite things. I don't know if you saw. You guys, what is that? What is that Alexa? The Alex Jones Alexa thing? There's somebody made. Alexa Jones.
A friend of mine made it. Yeah. Lizzie.
Yeah. That's
what's Bunty and I's mutual friend. It's the Alexa ad. You know the Alexa ad where it's like you're buying an Alexa and then it listens to you at you ask it a question, it gives an answer. She replaced all the Alexa's voice with Alex Jones.
Oh, she made that?
It's so good.
Yeah, she made that. Wow. I think she made that.
Work on phone.
I mean, I think she did. I'm pretty sure she did. I'm 95%.
That's hilarious.
Well, make sure you guys look that up. It's probably one of my favorite things. Probably one of my favorite things as far as Alex Jones goes. Let's see where that. Okay. Oh yeah, this guy just TK Mao. I don't even know how to say that. $5. He said, "Keep ignoring super chats, mates." Yeah, like, yeah. I mean, that's what we're doing right now. Sergeant Buck, $5 says, Allah tells us not upgrading from Windows Vista is haram. We were talking about fucking Vista and Windows 8 and Windows 10.
God, it's not her. She linked to it. Okay.
Oh, she linked to it. Okay.
Some guy named Mike Toomey made it.
How many views does she have now?
This thing has 561,000 views.
That's just not bad. It should have like well over 1 million. It's like
the guy doesn't even have any subs. Like he's got 728 subs.
Oh, it was just like one of those things where he made like one video and it just fucking went kind of like viral.
Right,
that's a really good video.
Yeah, it is.
The Guardian, $5. Whoa, another video about another comment about harmful opinions. Did he? Oh, because that's right. He talked about social autopsy a long time ago.
He did.
That's why. That's why I was like, why did they bring this in? Yeah, I think so. And then him and Chris Raygun. And then but he just said, I heard harmful opinion has been orchestrating everything in order to bring Red Pill Black down. I wouldn't be surprised if she actually thought that, but because she strongly reinforced that she still believes that Richard Spencer is a shill. She strongly believes that.
He's a
with no evidence.
Black. Because I didn't watch the full debate. Did she say Richard?
Oh no, no,
Candace is Red Pill Black. Yeah, that's a new name she's going by.
Yeah. So yeah, she's. Are you up to speed or?
No, hang on a second. Did she say Richard? Did you say she said Richard Spencer was a shill?
Yes.
Oh, a shill. Yeah. Oh, you okay? Okay. Okay. You didn't hear that. That was something she said. She was saying on Twitter because Richard Spencer retweeted a video by No Bullshit.
Right.
That was about her. It was a video about her, and Richard Spencer retweeted it, and then that was enough for her to say that Richard Spencer is paid misinformation. He's a shill. He's a deep web plant. That's what she was saying about Richard Spencer.
The lefties are paying him off. He's in cahoots with the lefties.
Yes, absolutely. That's what she said. And she even reinforced that in this stream today, saying she still believes that.
Wow.
Far-fetched, like, oh, why is this guy? I'm like, well, okay. I just that was just one of those things that she wasn't helping her cause. I was racking my brain, like, how is she going to defend herself from that? I was thinking what she's going to have to backpedal or something. Oh no, she was just like, no, I still believe it. Like, oh, okay. Well, fuck me. I get okay then. You can't fucking say anything else. And Duckspeak $5 says Owens was speaking in terms of identity politics the whole debate. She sees YouTube as a class system, talks to Blaire because of her gender, not her ideas. Yeah, that's why she doesn't really seem very conservative, because a lot of her talking points are still from a social justice warrior, left-leaning left-leaning. I don't want to say identitarian, because identitarian is really just with fucking associated with like white nationalism. Now for it, that's totally tainted. You can't say that anymore. Let's see.
The other thing is, whenever she does sort of talk like a right winger, she uses like real obvious fucking like buzzwords, like, yeah, I'm red pilled, man. Like the fact that she got red pill in her name and shit's just a bit.
Yeah, no,
it's a bit too sort of.
It's fun. But how do you do, fellow
kids? It's pretty cringy, as people say. Yeah, right. Oh,
let's go and pun some feminazis.
Yeah, dude. That's why a lot of people think that there's something wrong with her. That's what I was saying in the very beginning of the stream, that I was thinking that maybe she thinks she's conservative and she's learning certain things, and what she's seeing is like really popular shit. Like if you look at on YouTube, the most popular conservative videos are red pilled this and pwned SJW or SJW destroyed, and she's probably looking at this stuff and be like, this is conservatism. This is what I need to fucking sound like.
The reason she's learning it is to be opportunistic. That's my view. That's how I see it.
It makes sense. I mean, it makes sense. I'll just say I won't claim that, obviously, but
there's no proof, right?
It's plausible. It's plausible, I would say.
Yeah,
it's plausible to say something like that, but at the same time, I kind of like, after the stream, I was kind of more pleading, or I was saying that she seems more ignorant than malicious, but I at the same time, I'm kind of conflicted.
Right?
There's like I said, that the whole Kiwi Farms deep web shit, man, it's being like, oh, you poor you, like, you don't know what the fuck anything is. You don't know what the deep web is.
You didn't know.
She's
a normie. She's a fucking normie. She doesn't know what the deep web is.
Yeah, but notice when she said, oh, that thing about Kiwi Farms being the deep web, and then Blaire's gone, no, it's not deep web, and she's sort of gone, yeah, well, I don't know that. How am I supposed to know that? Well, why would you say it's deep web if you don't know that? Like,
That's a good point. It's a good point.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's like, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, listen, like, I don't spend a lot of time talking about the deep web, okay? But it's very easy to know that it's like something that you would use with the Tor browser, right? Is that it? Is that like, you use the Tor browser? You don't use it anymore, right? The Tor browser supposedly it's now like a honeypot right now, but like.
The deep web, no. What deep web is basically anything that's not listed on search engine. That's it.
Oh, okay. So you would use a Tor browser, so like Silk Road.
You would want to, shit like that. It's all part of the deep web, because generally speaking, the deep web is a lot of illegal stuff, a lot of child pornography, legal pornography, drugs. Like all like, you want to buy an assassin, maybe you go to the deep web or something.
It's crazy.
Exactly.
And you don't want, I mean, a lot of it is, like I said, honeypot stuff. There's going to be a lot of honeypot stuff because the CIA will put shit on the deep web, for example. I mean, not CIA, but like the FBI, because they want to catch pedophiles. So that's why they'll use a Tor browser so that they don't get caught, right? I mean, back when it worked. Yeah.
Do you reckon assassins have got their own like domain extensions, like .kill?
Honestly, I feel like every political movement, every single aspect that is known to us is already known to these people that are in charge of national security and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
They already know.
dumb.
So that's why I feel like that's why I feel like everything is gonna just be controlled. We're controlled. We're so controlled. It's amazing.
Oh, we already are. Yeah, pretty much.
So
Okay. Somebody brought up something interesting. I don't know. This is Fife Sinclairions, I think. $5. Appreciate it. It says, dude, Google and read aloud Randy Lee Harper's open letter to social autopsy. He says, forget SJW, YouTube, etc. This has been written and expounded to Candace back then. So I did skim through it a long time ago. Not a long time ago, but letter from one of the web designers. She has like, I don't know, like 15 years of experience. So she knows what the hell she's doing, I guess. But she explained in this open letter that, what's happening, what this is. And I guess it was too long. Like, I remember being very long. So it's not something that you'd want to like read. It's probably something that you'd want to read as the entire stream because you want to break it down. But that is something, if you guys are interested, just type in, Randy Lee Harper and open letter to social autopsy, and you'll be able to find it.
I want to quick preface. Randy Lee Harper is a terrible human being, but that letter is the only good thing she's ever done. Just so you know.
Well, there you go. So there you go.
A lot of
people from what's up?
Are asking what Kiwi Farms is. I need to explain that since everybody's talking about it. Kiwi Farms is essentially a forum where it's full of lol cows. You know Chris Chan, Christine Chandler, or whatever his name is, whatever he's going by right now. He's a lol cow. People like Peter Deo, they're lol cows. Basically living memes. People who are living memes are lol cows, and you have a lot of memes about them, people making fun of them. Kiwi Farms essentially chronicles all these people's activities. It logs all of them. And every time they make a stupid tweet, it goes on to Kiwi Farms because someone wants to laugh at them. So it's a great place to go if you want to read about all these crazy people. These activists in particular have a lot of Kiwi Farms threads there. So it's really funny to read. It's kind of like it's like YouTube drama. A lot of YouTubers are on there too. You'll be surprised. There's skeptic YouTubers on there. So your favorite YouTuber might be right there in case you missed a bit of drama about him. And now Kiwi Farms isn't the only site that you can go to. You can also go to LolCow. I forget the exact address. Maybe I'll have to look that one up. Fuck, I can't find it right now. But there's a lot of shit. There's a lot of drama on the internet. So have at it.
Right, continue. All right. Okay. Where was I? Let's see that. Okay, so $5 from LD says, how does a formal liberal do that? I was far left and now I'm pretty center, but I still would never misgender or use slurs. I don't know what that is. Okay, just some things no change. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, you mean some things no change, like some of your. Okay, I understand what he's trying to say. Like if you were on the left, like why would you? Just like some things, like I would imagine, like say even me, like if I were in SJW and I really respect people's pronouns, and then I just kind of started adopting conservative talking points, I don't think that's a really weird thing to also just be like, oh yeah, since I'm a conservative, I don't like their pronouns anymore because that's just what a conservative does. That does seem kind of stupid,
yeah.
So I
behave this way. What? Dumb.
Because that's exactly what you kind of said. Which you're like, oh, I have a conservative audience and blah blah blah.
Yeah, no.
What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
It's not honest. It's not fucking honest. If you are an actual conservative, it will be because your beliefs come from the heart. Like, I'm not going to say, oh, I believe in God because I'm a conservative or something. I might have conservative leanings, but it doesn't mean that I'm a religious person. I'm not going to pretend.
I wouldn't be. I don't know her religious background. I don't know if she's a theist or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I would not be surprised if, like, say, she finds God pretty soon if she wasn't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, that's what it kind of seems like.
Yeah.
Very interesting. That's probably the only thing I'd probably look at after this. I kind of don't care anymore. But it would be interesting to see if anything else like that develops.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. Asphalt Cowboy $2 says, "Show us them Soros checks you paid." paid shills, lol. And yeah, man, that was the whole thing. I even threw Dave Rubin a couple of bucks here and there. Just put that out there. Kiwi Farms is some deep web conspiracy, you know, and that's been funded by George Soros. I just want everybody to know, you know. I mean, it's so, I don't know, man. It's just one of those things. I'm like, hey, do you hear yourself when you're saying that stuff? And I know, like,
the thing about George Soros is that half of the stories about him are real. He did, in fact, cause the Asian market to crash in like 97, 98. A lot of people lost their livelihoods. A lot of people got killed because of it in Indonesia. And, you know, he's destabilized countries. He's involved in a lot of stuff. Like,
he's definitely been involved in a lot of shit.
He's a devil. He's a devil.
There's a lot of people that, you know, if they had that type of money and influence that he has, they would probably do the same. They just don't, you know, they're just not able to. So I think shit like that is very real, especially there's a really good book called Confessions of an Economic Hitman.
Oh, yeah, I heard of that one.
By Jack Kirby, I think his name is. I could be fucking Jack. I forgot his name. Doesn't matter. But just type about that name, and it just shows you how, like, say, people can influence, you know, through the economy, you know, with money. And say the last stop is just military intervention. But before that, they have people come in that are called jackals. And they do things to influence elections or whatever, just to take control of things. All they need is just a handful of money. So people like George Soros could be like, here you go. Do what you got to do. You know, so it's very real.
I thought
very real. Like this guy. Go ahead.
No, yeah. I mean, I thought that was like, I feel like it's like strange to me that like people talk about this stuff and it's like new to them. Like, I mean, we're in this global economy where there are these billionaires that are able to go ahead and just fund different things that they want to fund, and whoever's willing to, you know, whoever's for sale is for sale, or whatever's for sale is for sale. And it's really just interesting. Like, I mean, these Saudi princes got arrested, right? And
and some of them died.
Yeah, some have already died.
Plane crashed. Yeah, the fucking plane crashed.
Wow. Wow, that's interesting. The plane crashed.
But yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it's just interesting because you know, even though like these guys were like the top in their area, there's obviously someone bigger. So it just goes to show like whoever's got the money can really kind of dominate dominate the narrative. And I mean, look at it, dude. One of the Saudi princes that got arrested was he had more shares in Twitter than Jack Dorsey. All right. And now here's the thing, right? It's only 5%. So that's how little shares of that Jack has. And then he also had shares in what was it? News Corp. That's crazy. Like, imagine the Saudi. And on top of that, from what is rumored, is that this guy was funding Islamic extremism. Like, so it's like, it's just it's like money runs everything. And I feel like there's this all of us in this YouTube community are like, we're ultimately just talking heads. Like, you know, the best thing that we can try to do is just like make people feel better about their lives. Because I can tell you right now, there's very little that we're going to be able to do, because there's going to be these huge guys who are making big power moves with their big money, and the world is going to go according to however they want to shape the world into. It's really how it is.
Yeah, I think it's always been like that, right?
Yep.
It's always been like that. I mean, the Templars,
more so now because of the internet. I find that's why you're going to have. That's why this globalist thing is a big scare for people. But
it kind of bothers me that people like Destiny would say, you know, like when he was on that podcast the other day, he said that globalization, you know, global economy is all better for everybody, and that no single economist is going to argue against the the idea of opening up all the borders and opening up the global economy and globalization. And I'm like, dude, the only people who benefit from that are the billionaires, you know, the multinational corporations and the billionaires. Everybody else is kind of screwed, because if suddenly, you know, a big corporation, say Walmart, comes into your local neighborhood and there is no Walmart over there, all the local businesses are going to get fucked. You know, you don't need it to be a global economy to see how this is not going to affect small towns or small cities or whatever very well, because it's going to have a horrible impact on any local economy. You just have to look at America. When a Walmart moves into a township, all the local businesses, they run out of business. And now Amazon is driving all these small shops out of business. It's bad. It's fucking bad.
Yeah. Well, then again, that's just I feel like people just kind of need to learn to innovate. I mean,
they need to innovate. Yeah.
Yeah,
They,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm not going to
It's
open
just
up. I'm not going to open up a video game store. You know,
It's dumb.
just
Yeah, it would be dumb to do.
Dumb
Yeah.
idea, right?
Like you
But-
could open a video game cafe. Maybe that's like an idea, you know?
Yeah, it
But-
depends. I mean, there's certain models that could definitely work, you know, because I mean, there's a bunch of gaming cafes that have opened up here in Montreal, and they're on the rise. And there's a VR cafe that I've stopped by. Really, really interesting
sounds cool.
concept. So these are things that are definitely on the rise. Especially, I think that arcades are making a comeback because video games are making a comeback for adults. There's adults that are getting back into games. Like I'm looking at some of the games, they look insane. Like now, I'm like, how can anyone deny this? They're literally interactive movies. It's nuts.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Like, you know, like Doom VR needs a living room space to be played because you need to walk around it, right? The HTC Vive. That would be like the perfect game for an arcade.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah, like a lot of people, you know, I imagine living in a big city like Montreal, they're not going to have a lot of living space to set up an HTC Vive, right? They just live in a fucking apartment. So they go to an arcade to experience this. Yeah, play Doom or Fallout 4 or whatever in VR. Perfect. And yeah, you know, people do need to innovate. You know, it sucks that a lot of people will go out of business, but it's only because they're failing to innovate. And that's just how the free market works. But on that same note, Destiny's a dumbass for saying that it's good for everybody because obviously it's not.
No, yeah. Well, I mean, it's not. Yeah, it's a generalization. It's definitely not good for everybody.
All right, so
it's not good for everyone.
All right, let me jump back on this.
Sorry, man.
I gotta jump. Thanks for having me, man.
No problem.
No worries, dude.
Take it easy, Bearing. Have a good one, man. It's nice talking to you.
You too.
Yeah.
All right, that's it.
All right, have a good one, dude. All right, let's wrap this up. We just got a few, just gonna mow through, and then I'm gonna get on out of here. Fucking
likewise.
Gym. Where was I? Okay. So Humane Mind, $10 game, appreciate it, bro. He says this one's about Blaire. It's kind of heated too. It says Blaire, this entire ordeal is too bad she's gone. This entire ordeal is an attack on her character and motivation. This entire thing is an ad hominem attack against Red Pill Black. Wonder why she would get upset. Fucking morons. And I think that's really interesting, especially saying this entire thing is an ad hominem attack against Red Pill Black. I completely disagree with that. Like I couldn't agree with that any further than the word disagreement goes.
Yeah.
Because I don't even really know what to say to that.
How is it an ad hominem? Yeah.
I don't know it necessarily. The thing that he says in the beginning said this is the attack on her character and motivation. I don't know how that makes questioning her character and her motivation is an ad hominem. I don't really know. I don't know if this guy's a cool guy. I just don't know if he understands what an ad hominem really is. Like say questioning people's motives and their character is completely reasonable when somebody seems kind of shady. That's nothing. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, calling someone trash like what she did, absolutely an ad hominem. Absolutely. She apologized about that on the stream. She said she was willing to not, but it started off with Candace. Just being weird about shit. It didn't have to get into that. It didn't need to get into any of this bullshit ever.
You want to talk about ad hominems? Yeah, you want to talk about ad hominem arguments? Talk about how Candace was like, "Oh, why do you doubt my transition when you transitioned into becoming a woman?" That is an ad hominem. That's an ad hominem argument right there. Perfect example.
Yeah, it's interesting. So it was one of those things that it's I have no problem with people sticking up for her and bringing stuff up, but it's just a lot of the stuff that people are saying I don't understand where they're coming from. Like it's one of those things that I would expect you the way that you're treating this situation, like if it were even like just nothing but ad hominem attacks, I would expect you to say the same thing when I do that to left-leaning SJWs or something. I would expect you to also be like, why the fuck do you do that? Like, why do you act this way? Why do you say this type of stuff? And I don't get that type of shit ever. It's only when, say, more right-leaning people or, right of center people, then you go after somebody like that, then they have something to say. It's like, why are you doing this or you're doing that? And I'm like, I don't agree with that, dude. I treat everybody the fucking same. Like, even my friends, if they fuck up, I'm going to tell them they fucked up. Because I said, like, that's what a true friend does. They don't
Yeah.
You don't baby your friends. Like they're not gonna fucking learn anything.
My best friends, they're the ones who put me on this path to stop being a fucking cultist SJW because they called me out on my shit. They saw that I was going off into the deep end. They pulled my head out of the water, and yeah, it hurt for them to pull me out, but goddamn, they saved my life.
Yeah, definitely, and that's what that's what true friends are gonna do. They're gonna give you the shit, dude. They're going to tell you like it is. They're not gonna sugarcoat things. They're not gonna just be like, oh well, can't everybody just get along? Stuff. I'm like, it doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes people need to. Sometimes you need to fucking hurt somebody.
I was
to
destroying
really
myself. I was fucking destroying myself, and they had to slap me. Yeah, it hurt, but it woke me up.
Yeah. Somebody said in the chat, did Bunty pass out?
No, I'm here. I'm just here. I'm letting you talk. The moment I start talking, I just go on forever.
It's all good. Like since you're looking down, like I think you're probably like looking at your phone or something. Like it just like you might have been sleeping.
I'm looking at my phone.
Okay. Let me. Okay. Fucking hell. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna blaze through these things because we've been streaming for so long, dude.
We have, dude.
Okay. But Candace is gonna say again, like, what the fuck? Another stream, another fucking. But at least to her, I would say this stream is absolutely majority about her almost the entire time. I would say the other stream it trailed off into stuff for so long without talking about her. But that's why it was like 4 hours. Mm-hmm. But let's see, where the hell was I? $5 from Paul Alcohol says Candace opened up with that lowbrow bullshit. She kept shutting the conversation down, and even in trying to defend her to be balanced. I got nothing. Like, so he says he's trying to be balanced. This dude's trying to be balanced. He said he really doesn't have anything to defend her. And that's the thing. Like, say being objective about this, like, and the things that I could have said, towards Blaire White, Blaire addressed the things that were incorrect, or say something like, calling her trash. And that's what Blaire does. My whole thing is about that is if someone called me trash, I'm just gonna make okay. That's just me. Like I always feel like the being on the internet, you have to have thick skin. That's just how it goes. I'm sorry, personality really. If you really want to be like a personality, you have to have thick skin. You fucking have to.
If you're like a regular person, then I can't fault you for not having thick skin. But if you are like a journalist or a personality or YouTuber, a streamer, you gotta have thick skin. Otherwise, get the fuck off.
Absolutely. It's like, say, I hate when I see celebrities, especially A-listers. They're all mad. They're like, "Oh, the paparazzi's always hounding me." I'm like, "Fuck, you chose this life, motherfucker."
Yeah.
What did you think was gonna happen? You think everyone's gonna leave you alone? You're ultra famous and people fucking love you? Like, what do you think is gonna happen? Like, people are gonna be all up in your shit. Yeah, that's one reason why I would never want to be an A-list celebrity. Like, I'll tell you that I've turned down because I used to be a background actor, right? And this was back in 2010. And I had say, hey, I have a meeting with the director. The director would be like, hey, I want you to seems perfect for this role. And it seemed like it would have been like a huge step up for me to enter from being a background to actually start having lines.
Yep.
And to really start building up. And I'm like, at the last second, I canceled. I was like, you know what, dude? I don't know if I want to climb that ladder. And because a lot of people I talk to in that industry, they're like, oh yeah. I would talk to Michael B. Jordan. You guys know Michael B. Jordan? He did fucking that movie Creed. I was on set with him when he was a fucking extra. He was like me, except for this guy was like really good looking motherfucker, and I can already tell this guy's gonna be bound for greatness. But it was just like that's where he started off, and then he started making the right moves, and all of a sudden now he's starring in fucking movies that are containing Oscar worthy shit. I mean, it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't really want to I want to be in the public, but I don't know if I want to be up that much because I'm not that type of person where to me this is perfect. And then say if I were able if I maybe go on tour and do music, that's perfect because I'm not going to be signed to Atlantic Records, with making fucking millions and stuff. I'll never. If I don't know, I don't think I can ever see myself becoming that guy. I think I would go crazy with the type of people trying to, or just look at Jake Paul or something. People wouldn't leave him the fuck alone. They're always in front of his door, his house and shit.
The guy was trying to deliver, what was it, relief supplies to Houston, to Texas during the hurricane, after it. And all these fucking fans just mobbed it. He was unable to even do anything. They would follow him to the store.
Yeah, I think someone even got hit or something, or their foot ramp. Something crazy happened. It's one of those things that like it's a little bit too much for me. I think this is moderate. Like being like I would call like a D-list celebrity is fucking perfect because you make enough money. You make more than enough money to like survive.
Oh hell
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
no one really gives a fuck. No one really gives a fuck about you in real life.
I know.
Like,
They like your opinions, you know, and they will talk to you, but no one's gonna hound you like a fucking paparazzi. You're like not that, you know, important to them, which is fine. Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. Okay. Let's do this. We're almost done.
Yeah.
We're almost done with here.
One quick thing. David Duke tweeted out the fucking stream for Dave Rubin's thing, and he's bitching about it. Yeah. He's like,
God.
He's bitching about Milo. You know, he's like a homosexual British man. I mean, sorry, a homosexual Jewish man, a so-called conservative black woman, and a tranny are the faces of 21st century conservatism, counterculture in those Jewish brackets. Sad.
He's fucking David Duke.
He's watching this fucking world burn down. Fuck him.
Oh man, yeah, he's so because he all he dreams about is his white Christmas, you know, ethno state shit.
Never
He's just so sad.
Yep.
Yeah, this guy was like oh my god, I remember when I first heard about this guy. I was like, who the fuck is this fucking Mein Kampf advocate fucker, dude? Like, get out of here.
Yep. And then he
Jesus,
tweeted another
man.
picture, which is like a sort of like a collage of images. It's the InfoWars. It's got Alex Jones interviewing Milo, Blaire White, Dave Rubin, and Candace, and he's pissed off about that.
Wait, yeah, he's like, dude, nobody. Like, I know these people want this shit so badly. He's probably super happy that finally that people like him have some sort of voice at all. You know, that they're actually getting some sort of recognition. He's probably really happy about that. But it's just like, dude, that shit's never gonna be. It's never gonna be in the forefront of like mainstream politics.
No,
you know, people don't want that shit, man. Especially not in the United States. Like, I'm sorry, there's too many people.
Yeah, like even in the fucking, you know, if you go to like the meme right, like the alt-right, but not quite, right? Like all the Pepes on Pepe-Sanis, they don't fucking like this guy. The guy is a fucking bona fide racist. And they're all like half white or like actual people of color, you know, people of color. I hate that fucking term. But, you know, they don't want to.
Yeah, but I get you.
It's like they're ironically racist, you know, that's the difference.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Sergeant Buck, he said, $2. He said the debate made Dave age at least 5 years. Yeah, I mean, dude, he looked fucking just brutal. Let's see. What is this? Ishak Jamdar. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. $5. Appreciate it, man. It says, Blaire is trans political. Stop your persecuting against other fellow trans politicals like Candace. You red pillophobe. Yeah. Trans political. But I love that running gag. You can just be trans anything. Like there was I think some guy put up a GoFundMe page or something or Indiegogo, and it was saying he was trans financial. He's like, I'm a rich man in a poor man's body or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, and I need money so I can be how I'm really supposed to be. I was like, that's fucking brilliant, dude. I hope people gave him money.
Yeah. I just posted in the chat. I said, you know, right now it's a culture war. It's not a race war. And if you're stuck in the fucking race war mentality, you are a fucking 20th century motherfucker. Get the times. It's fucking 2017.
Hey, yeah, dude, real talk, dude. Let's see. Truth. $20 from Truth. Man, appreciate it, man. It says Candace completely understands how bad the site was, but cannot admit that because she's incorrigible. She suffers a self-concept and infallibility. A self-concept of infallibility, true, and an epidemic that is encouraged in today's society. No one is ever wrong. I can definitely attest to that. I know there's a lot of people that we've ran into a lot of people like that where they won't allow themselves to get backed in a corner. They'll just say that nope, everything's fine, plug their ears, and at a certain point, everybody will go away. The scary boogeyman will go away when you plug your ears long enough. They're just like, nope, I'm good, la 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 la. And then people are like, all right, I'm done with this, and then they can just kind of go about their business
or pretend to do that.
And
but they'll always be wrong.
Yeah, right.
They'll always be wrong. You know, that's the funny thing. It's like a friend of mine, Tonkasaw. He tells me, you know, you can acknowledge that you're wrong, and then you will have been wrong once. But you can just pretend that you are correct, and then you will be wrong forever. So, you know, pick.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I like that. That's good. It's a good philosophy. I like that. Almost done, man. We only got I think like 4 more. Well, let me just refresh just in case. I hope there's no more. I mean, I appreciate your donations. You guys are fucking awesome. But there's more. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna blaze through this shit. Yusuf Haddad, $5, appreciate it, man. Says Candace was such a cunt throughout the entire stream. She was, man, and that's why when Blaire came on, she even said that Candace said that she'll never do this again. I think she realizes that how terrible she was coming off as, and she probably regrets.
It was unsmart.
Not like it was unsmart. It was unsmart. Yeah, that's unsmart. That's a pretty good one. It's a pretty good one. The Guardian, $5, appreciate it, man. Says shit storms come in threes. I can promise you another one is just around the horizon. Also, I heard that Bunty supports Rhodes. Fucking status. That's so stupid. What? He supports Rhodes? Fucking
Rhodes? Rhodes?
I mean, yeah. I mean, what is he supposed to be a fucking anarchist? Jesus Christ, man.
I support Rhodes. What's Rhodes?
Roads, like
it's
roads that you drive on, because
like taxation.
Yeah, taxation.
It's just like
it's a joke. It's a meme that.
Yeah, tax.
Yeah.
Remember, guys, I am like a normie. I'm straight up a normie. That's what I am. I'm a normie that's ventured into like I literally like you guys were all having like it's like imagine YouTube as like this town. And like it's like I just opened the wrong door and I'm like, whoa. Someone was like, hey, come in. I was like, all right, okay, I guess. That's pretty much it.
I like that you're so willing to like talk about a lot of stuff, dude. I like it, like especially because I always considered you a part of like say the commentary community, right? That's like a lot of those people.
Yeah, just YouTube. Yeah, right. Time, and like occasionally talking about social issues because stuff that matter to me, like racism, anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that, and I like that you're willing to talk to a lot of us, which a lot of the commentary community, they won't touch that stuff, and for a good reason. And I like that fucking Wild Spartans was saying like, yeah, I think I'm gonna start like getting more into like, basically being kind of like you, and then you just fucking didn't do it. I'm like, you bitch.
Well, no, it's dude. I don't blame them. I don't blame them for a second. Because the shit that I have to deal with from both sides is so stupid.
Yeah,
it's like, oh my god, like they really hate me. Like, they really don't like me. What can I do?
I totally understand. I really do. Like I said, I totally understand. If it were, I've said probably not a bunch live, but I said if it were up to me, I want to have a channel like Ethan and Ela. Yeah, can you not open that right here, man? I appreciate that very much. So,
so someone start opening a bag of chips.
Yeah, but opening some fucking ice cream bar, like, like right over here. Yeah. My fucking roommate always fucks with me when I'm doing something. Let's see. But yeah, like if it were up to me, like I would love to have like say a channel like Ethan and Ela, just what they're doing, like everything that they're doing is essentially what I want to do. Have a good time and have a fucking podcast.
It was fun. I like watching their videos. Yeah, like when they go to Israel or they travel somewhere, like the Rocky Mountains. It's fun to watch. It's just
that's really cool. I like that a lot. Like I can enjoy. I don't watch very many vlogs, but I can watch because I actually do really genuinely like those guys, especially Ethan. Like he acts like a fucking idiot in public, and I just think it's funny.
Oh yeah,
and
it's great.
And I just love it. I love what he does, and I love that he can also like say he just had Jordan Peterson on his podcast, and I like that dude. There's a guy that a lot of people that have podcasts would invite him on because they're like, oh, this guy's too controversial or something. There's a lot of people, a lot of my audience members might not even like him, which I think that would probably be the case for H3. They probably heard a lot of bad things about Jordan Peterson, but he's willing to invite them on, and he talked to those girls. Like, dude, that's exactly what I fucking want, dude. Mm-hmm. And you can just be,
that's what I'm trying to do with my interviews.
It would be hell yeah, dude. You're starting off strong, man. You're starting off strong. It's cool. And it's one thing, like when I saw your Sargon stream, I was even thinking, I was like, fuck, I've never had Sargon. Wait, I've been on Sargon's channel. I've never had him on my channel before. And I was just like, what the fuck? And I was thinking, it's like,
you need to make that happen.
Eventually, I guess I would have to have a reason to. I don't really have a reason to do.
It's just that right now. I like Sargon personally because met him and got a chance to talk to him at the Bitcoin house. Yeah, but I'm not the biggest. I guess bigger fan bases can be a bit cancerous. I'm appreciative of the growth that my channel has had, where it's like steady, gradual. I'm kind of just existing, so I have a lot of engagement, but like not the craziest growth, so I'm able to manage my audience a little bit better in terms of like, you know, their level of politeness, in terms of welcoming people. You know, it's just that, you know, develop more of a personal relationship with them. So
yeah,
I just find that like when I did the Sargon stream, there was a lot of just people like fucking. It's like sometimes I look at the comments, and I'm like, ugh, like come on, dude, like step into reality. Let's be real here, you know, like, let's be real. It's like you were saying, like you were talking about the guy Soros stuff. You're like, do you even listen to yourself? Like, what are you saying? Oh man.
You should refresh your donations. You got more.
I just did right now. It's like, okay, you gotta. It's only 2 more. It's okay. It's okay. It's only 2 more. So this one just from Mr. Low Pitch, $5. Appreciate it, man. It just says, here's a few shekels, some black guy. It says you should buy a shirt that says hung. I will not. Let's clear the air about this, because I've talked about this before on Owens before because of that, where people are saying, you know, all black people are hung or something, and I'm like, well, I think a lot of people get their ideas from porn or some shit, like what they see online, and the thing is that there's an unfortunate thing, like say, like when it comes to like men in general, one rule is I would say 99.9% of the time you have to be fucking jacked. You have to be in great shape to be a porn star. That's always not the case for a lot of amateur shit, but for the pros, they're fucking jacked, right? So what you have is you have these stigmas that you have to adhere to. So if you're black, you have to be fucking hung. Like you're not gonna. You have to be that BBC. If you're gonna be a black guy and you have an average sized dick, like they're not gonna want to work with you because you're not the fantasy. So I think that's kind of what happened because
fetishization.
You know, if you talk. Yeah. If you talk to black people, like they're dude, like even some white dudes I know, like there's this one guy I know that he's actually embarrassed how big his dick is. It's like, really? It's just not like, because it's not like, it's not fun necessarily for women. It's not like
that is true. That is true. My ex told me that's not a good time.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things that I'm like, dude, it's something that I really like. I really champion individuality. So like, it's just one of those things that, it's a good stigma, but at the same time, it could be a bad one because like I'll sometimes even think like I don't have some fucking crazy horse cock, right? So I'm thinking like, is this what the girl's expecting? Am I gonna let her down because she thought she was
actually
gonna,
no, she's not. Yeah, she won't. You know, unless she's like a thought or something. Most women.
Yeah, unless she's like she's hungry for that crazy horse cock.
Yeah, like, most women aren't actually like they're not like guys, right? They're not visual. They're not really that visual compared to us. So.
Well, it's funny. I tend to gravitate to women who are a little bit harder to get. So this last girl, one of the last girls I like dated, like she was the kind of girl that doesn't give guys the time of day, and it's like I was like, yo, this is sick, and I know that she's no way she dates. I looked at pictures of her exes. The one was like a white version of me, straight up. I was like, "Oh, this is sick. This is good." I think people do care about looks. I mean, I can definitely care about looks. I'm not going to go ahead and downplay that. You need to be attractive.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's full. I was actually because I mentioned it briefly about how like I wanted on my second channel wanted to go into dive into people who's willing to talk like in people's personal lives and talk about certain things like that, relationships and dating preferences and all that stuff that like we never get to talk about. We don't know shit about people other than like mostly their political ideology and maybe what video games they play. And so I thought it'd be interesting conversations. That's something that I'm really looking forward to. I'll get around to it eventually, but
you just got another donation.
I think it'll be fun. Oh fucking hell! Okay, hey guys, I appreciate your donations. But I'm gonna end the stream after this, so you can hold your donations. It's no more. But I genuinely appreciate it. Like it sounds stupid to be like, don't give me any more money, but it's just like, hey,
you need to sleep and you need to work out.
There's plenty.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like I'm really determined to like get back in shape after I've dealt with a mountain of medical issues, and I'm finally in a place where I can grind and like fucking just work my ass off, and I feel great.
Yeah,
because I got like really out of shape for like say I'm short, I'm 5'6", and I got to 220 pounds, which is fucking insane. Like for me personally, like the biggest I ever got was 210 back in 2006, and that was after I graduated high school and I quit football and all that stuff, and all I did was just eat fucking delicious Mexican food all day and drink 40s. It was fucking amazing. But
hell yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, I can't do that shit anymore, man. Like my
No, you're getting old.
Now at the age that I'm at, my shit. Yeah, it's like I was like, oh, I'm feeling it really hard. And then my doctor was like, oh, with this heart condition you have, it won't be as bad if you're in better shape, right? And then I just got in way worse shape, and I'm like, yeah. Okay,
you know how you can tell when you really need to, when you need to lose weight is when you're fucking tying your shoes or you're tying your boots and it fucking wins you. That's when you know you need to lose weight. Like that's happening to me right now. I gained quite a bit of weight, so I mean, thanks to the SJW days. So I need to lose that shit, and it's a struggle, But
it's definitely a struggle. I'm determined. No, I'm like, dude, it's going on. And I'll just say, like, I briefly mentioned it in the last stream, but I'm gonna go on Dave Rubin's show in December, and I don't want to look like a fucking whale, so I want to like. Make sure I'm in at least the best shape possible for that show because, like those angles, man, they're gonna make you look fucking disgusting. Just like they're at the perfect angle that it's gonna catch the side of you and the front of you, and that's gonna be like the telling you, man, I was looking at that shit. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, dude. I was like fucking 20 pounds before I get on that shit.
Well, I think that everyone should try to like be a little bit more healthy. It just makes more sense.
I agree
with the nature of what we do. Like I'm definitely looking to. I've cut down the shit that I've been eating, trying to get like workouts in, and eventually I'll do it.
Yeah, do it. I mean, you're at least from like a neutral standpoint, like you're still, you look good in a suit. Everything's fucking fantastic. I was jealous, man. I saw that shit. I was like, God damn, man, bunch of looking fucking fantastic in that suit, dude. Like,
thank you.
Some good shit, man.
Thank you. It's really my shoulder. It's my shoulders and my chest, man. That's what I got really going for me. So.
I can tell.
If you lose weight, you feel more confident in general. You just feel more confident when you're talking to people. And you might have the confidence you have right now, but you're gonna have that nagging doubt that the person you're talking to is not gonna respect you quite as much because of your appearance. So, and that sucks. It's gonna affect your performance when you're talking to women, for example. So losing that weight, don't do it for other people, do it for yourself. It's the best thing you can do.
Yeah. I mean, to a certain extent, I understand. Let me see. Okay, we're gonna kill this right now. We're almost done. Okay, Ishak Jamdar, $5, appreciate it. It says subscribe to Bunty King is the new subscribe to Dolan Dark. I agree. I think we should even make shirts.
No. Do not. Please do not. Don't say that.
I mean,
come on, I don't want that. I really don't want that. That kind of attention.
I mean,
please.
Oh, okay. Oh, guys. No more super chats, please. Like seriously, I appreciate it, but no more. I'm almost done. Psychotic Cognition 100. Mr. Mediocre destroyed Destiny in a debate. I don't know who that is. You guys know who Mr. Mediocre is?
Mr. Mediocre.
Mr. Mediocre. Sorry. Oh, I was like mediocre. I was like, what the hell? Why did I say that?
Yeah. Okay, I read that sometimes too when I see his name pop up. Is Mr. Medico a nice guy?
I don't know. I've never talked to him.
Yeah,
I mean, outside of Twitter, no. But he seemed all right on his shows, Like in Gamergate days.
I gotta check him out. I don't know about him actually. Neon Rogue. I think these are Aussie bucks. $5. Appreciate it, man. Says, how convinced are you of her bully backstory and our Zoe Quinn story? I called made up bullshit on the Zoe Quinn phone call. Who can verify this? This is something that you unfortunately are just gonna have to. I think you can probably easily verify the whole bully thing since the mayor of her or the governor or something got involved. I think you can verify that. As far as the Zoe Quinn thing, that's something that you just have to take her word for it. And I honestly don't think she really has a reason to lie about that. I don't know. Like I think she easily could have feeling ostracized from the SJW community could drive her over to conservatism. I think that could have happened. I just think that maybe, and then now she's, there's so many different theories. It's just kind of hard to pinpoint exactly what happened.
The call was real. The call did happen. So we did confirm the call. It's just the email afterwards. Yeah, because she claimed that Zoe had sicked her friends on her by giving her a private email. And that has never been confirmed. There was never any proof of that. That is the only part. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So I don't know what kind of money this is. PHP, do you know what that is? That's
Filipino.
Filipino?
Filipino.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's cool. It says Philippines 125. I don't know what that translates to, but I appreciate it, man.
5 cents.
5 cents.
No, it's $2. It's $2.50.
Oh, that's cool.
$2.50. Yeah.
All right, $2.50. I appreciate it. And Cult of the Lich says Confucius say, "Man who stand on toilet high on pot is high on pot." Man who stand on toilet is high on pot. I don't understand this.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
It's a pun.
You gotta be Confucius say, "Man who stand on toilet high on pot."
High on pot. Like,
nowadays you have a genuine Asian. I can do it. Man who stand on toilet.
You screwed up the Asian accent.
I
Oh
know.
my god.
What the fuck? Oh.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
we got to get Chris Worski, and that guy's pretty. He has a pretty good fake ass.
He definitely does.
Let's see. Drunken Denver $5 says, "How dare SBG have suspected white supremacist Monty King on this stream?" I'll be honest. I kind of miss a little bit of yeah, I'm a little bit.
It was like manageable and fun. Like I find that like now that like I've just now that we've like entrenched ourselves in our like centrist ways, it's just a non-stop. Every week it's like, this week it's the left, next week it's the right, this week is the left. I'm really hoping that I can just have 1 week where it's just like everyone's just happy.
Yeah,
really
dude, that'd be great. That'd be great. All right, it's freezing void. $5, appreciate it. It says, what I remember reading is that black people really don't have bigger dicks. They have bigger flaccid dicks, but erects they're average. I don't know where you read that from. I don't know. I mean, you could verify that by doing a test with just a handful. Like I would have to see those numbers. But honestly, I'm not interested in that.
Just got $20.
Yeah. All I can say. No. What?
Yeah. He just got $20.
He probably just came. He probably just came on here. Okay. I'll read in a second. Harry Wessex, yeah, my best camera angle is when the camera is facing away from me too. Yeah, those £5, appreciate it. I mean, yeah, I mean, in the perfect world, right? I just know that doing people, I don't know, people, like I say, I don't think I was able to get away with just doing videos with just like an avatar in it and people talking to my voice. I don't think I have this certain type of voice that people really want to like just listen to solely. Yeah, I think it's definitely like.
You're not undoomed.
Yeah, I'm definitely not undoomed. God damn. I wish I was undoomed. I can't even say it. It just sounds like a fucking smoker. Let's see. Lord Thruxsaw. I don't know. I probably fucked that up. But
the best thing about Undoomed is that he actually speaks like that even off the air.
That's great. Yeah, he's got a good voice.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, this guy just trolled a little bit. He said, Lord Thruxsaw. I think that's how you say his name, but he said, for fuck's sake, stop donating, guys. I'm like, appreciate it, though. All right, Sariva Hiro, $20, appreciate it. Said, the Three Musketeers haven't kept up with up on your stream. Sorry, keep up the good work, quality content. I appreciate it. I don't stream very often, dude. The only time I was streaming consistently was when I was doing my stream with Kisara Vera. And she's been doing her own thing, but she's gonna come back very soon. She's getting ready. Oh, cool. She was in the chat earlier today, so I was happy to see her. Like, what?
You got more money?
Okay, yeah. Last one, dude, and then I'm ending the fucking stream. Okay, Lay S $5, appreciate it. Says no bullshit versus the back guy on Andy Worski. Blaire versus Candace. Roaming versus Theron. I didn't know that was a thing. We've had a lot of embarrassing live streams on the right.
Oh my god!
I didn't know about Roaming versus Theron. I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Interesting. I definitely will catch that. I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna get some goddamn popcorn and watch that shit, dude. That sounds like a good time because I know Darren can get pretty fucking. She can get pretty catty like Blaire sometimes, man.
Oh yeah, yeah. The other day on Lauren Southern's stream, I mean, super catty. Maybe that's what he's referring to.
Ah, okay. Well, Baron just put out a video about it. Okay, so I'll watch that too. I haven't checked my subscriptions either. But okay, that's it. That's it for the stream. God, it has been when did we start the stream? At 5:30? Jesus
Are you
Christ.
fucking serious? Oh my god.
Yeah, it's been 5, 6, 7, 8. It's been almost 4 hours, dude.
Wow.
Again, the last time it was like 3 hours and 40-something minutes. And now fucking Candace is gonna be like, what the fuck is this? Another like 8 hours of footage about me.
She's gonna watch it.
Whatever.
You know that, right? She's gonna watch it.
She's gonna watch it. I mean, she said she watched the stream before. I fucking doubt it. She probably got sound bites from it, which because I don't know if I would want to sit through 4 hours of fucking anything at once. God damn.
So that's Sergeant Sniper just gave you $2. He said because I can. So I just read it for you there.
Okay, appreciate it. Thanks, dude. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate it very much. So like especially a lot of you that hung on for so long. Base Mama, next time let am on to keep you on track. Let you on. Okay. Based. I posted the link in the chat that you're a part of, the group chat that you're a part of. I said anybody that wants to come on can come on. Like Mouthy was supposed to come on too, and he didn't. And then but everybody was busy. But check you probably have it like muted or some shit. You fucking meanie. No, I understand. But no, seriously. Yeah. We do some shit. Definitely. Like I was gonna have a full house, and I felt kind of bad because that girl actually just saw that she tweeted me like an hour ago and saying she wanted to come on. I didn't see it, but anyway, next time, guys, appreciate it. I probably won't stream until there's some other bullshit going on because I don't have any plans to stream for anything else. But this is fun. I appreciate it, and so Ian, it was good to have you on, man. It was definitely good to have you on. I appreciate you coming on, dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Bunty fucked off already.
Oh my god,
so
you got more money, $20. Last donation, go to sleep. Sariva, a hero.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Sariva Hero. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. Okay, that's literally officially it. So, hey, Bunty, man, appreciate you coming on.
My pleasure.
It's always a good time to have you on.
And it's crazy. I come on at the end, and then I fuck your whole thing up. Always, it's like you're ready to close up. You're reading super chats. I come in, boom. Oh, it's good. It's
That's so true, dude. That's so true. Like fucking. Oh my god. Fuck it. Whatever. And yeah, I just want to give a big shout out to my sponsor, Dave. God damn it, I fucked that up. I completely fucked that up, dude. I'm just gonna start again because I maybe want to use this for a sound clip later. And I just want to give a big shout out to my sponsor, George Soros. Thank you very much, dude, for keeping me fed and plentiful. I think we've reached the peak of. I think we've done our job essentially for Red Pill Black. I think she's almost gone. I think after this Dave Rubin thing, I think we're really going to be able to cash out. And I'm very. I don't even know. God damn it! I was trying to keep it like together, and hopefully somebody will just cut this. Whatever.
Thanks,
okay,
Daddy
guys.
Soros.
All right,
George Soros. Bye.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. You guys have a good night, and fight for the last Wildcat. Thank you very much. All right, have a good night, guys.